Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kanye episode. Straight to the point.
Is this what we're doing?
This is what we're doing.
Is this part of the Kanye segment or is this the intro?
Play with it a little bit. Play with it in post.
Alright. Welcome back to the Misfortune Podcast.
Play with it. I'm Julius. That's Caden.
It sure is.
Wait, are you? So you're playing on your Xbox right now?
No, I'm on computer. Remember, because I switched over to desktop.
Are you full power right now?
Yeah. So, and with a little bit of context, I got on my computer right before we started recording, and
Yeah.
my batteries on my mouse are apparently out. Scoured the house, none to be found. Not a single double A in sight.
That's a
So
problem.
anytime I want to use my mouse while I'm recording, I'm gonna have to turn my mouse off and on again, and then I get about 10 seconds of mouse time before it goes out.
There'll be a little bit of delay there. So.
Yeah, so editing might be a little shoddy on this one.
Shoddy, no Johnny.
No jotty
No,
though.
without
Shoddy,
Johnny.
maybe a little bit of shoddy, but no jotty. Just for clarification. I might at some point plug my controller into my computer, but that would require a
Innovative.
lot of effort,
Innovative.
and I don't feel like doing that right now. Welcome back to the Misfortune Podcast.
Continuing the trend of the discography discourse, we have what is quite possibly one of the most iconic
One of the most requested discographies we've ever done.
by no one. No, actually by me.
I was about to say, you were
I'm
the one.
biggest.
You pushed it over the edge.
I actually had never listened to Kanye's full discography until this year. I had listened to College Dropout, Yeezus, Life of Pablo, Yay, and Jesus is King.
Wow. Okay, so you didn't listen to a lot in the middle. I thought you'd listen to them all.
No, that wasn't until I want to say May of this year. But had you listened to any full length albums before this?
I don't remember if I listened to Donda when it came out.
Yeah.
Let me look through. Definitely nothing in that kind of middle part. Jesus is
Right.
King I listened to all the way through when it came
Yeah.
out. But I didn't remember like anything from that other than a couple of songs. If I did, it would have been when I was like actually a child listening to music on my mom's iPod, and it would have
Yeah.
been Graduation or 808s at around that time probably. So,
Yeah.
but not officially.
So I made quite a bold statement on one of the recent episodes where I put Kanye above Kendrick.
That's
and
an interesting take.
And the big three of Kanye, Kendrick, and Drake.
Will it
This
live up?
time, I'm closer to saying they're tied.
Thank fucking God. Came to your senses. I will say, it's a lot better than I thought it would be. A lot,
Right.
but like, I've always liked Kanye, but when I say that, it's like the individual Kanye songs that I know.
Yeah.
And I haven't ever heard any of the bad stuff.
That was all hiding.
Yes, there's some bad stuff on here.
Because generally, like, his most popular stuff is just it's good. Like,
Right,
it's a lot of bad popular Kanye songs.
But there every once in a while, a good one will peek through the clouds.
Yeah.
And we will be we'll be blessed.
So we're not just doing solo Kanye albums. We're doing his collab albums as well. Watch the Throne.
The greatest
Jesus
album,
is King.
Watch the Throne.
Or not Jesus King. Kitsy Goes.
The greatest album of all time. Watch the Throne.
See the Chair. One of my favorite
Don't
albums
let him
of all
into his
time.
zone.
Uh, there is one more album which I think is considered maybe a Kanye album, or maybe it's a good music album, but it's called Cruel Summer. It's not listed on his album listing, but there is a lot of him on that album, but
I've never heard of that.
I didn't want to touch it. I wanted to get to certain albums, so I was like, I'm not adding any more. I was already dreading going into Watch the Throne, so I was like,
Yeah.
let's keep this moving.
Yeah.
I guess we can start.
We're just hopping
right?
right in. Well, okay,
Well,
so we both watched the documentary.
Genius, yes.
Geen-yuhs.
Jeen-yuhs.
Geen-yuhs, which we can honestly talk about that probably when we're done with this a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But because it was definitely not what I expected it to be at all.
Yeah.
But the doc kind of put things in clarity for me personally, at least. It kind of, especially when it came to College Dropout, it put a lot of that story and it gave some clarity. So
it reaffirmed my love for the quote old Kanye.
Do you miss the old Kanye?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
This question
maybe not
will be
necessarily
answered.
in sound, but I think sometimes his behavior, I'm like, man, please get back on your meds.
You're not voting Kanye 2024?
Fuck no. It's kind of a sad like dichotomy that his fans have. That his fans believe like when he's on his meds, he's not as creative. So like we need him to be off his meds to get the best results. And I'm like, what the fuck? There were several albums where he was on his shit and it was okay. But
I need an off the med album.
We have like a couple of those.
Yeah, well, like he's dedicated to off the meds. I want no meds for a year. Yes, I want no meds for an entire year and see what that does to him, man.
That's what we've been seeing, but I don't know. Honestly,
we'll get into it.
2004, the College Dropout.
The year of our birth.
The year of this is
the birth reveal, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought it was put out a little earlier than this, but I don't know. I guess it makes sense. So I don't want to. I for each of these albums, I want to know your ranking first. Where do you have the College Dropout?
Number 1.
I knew it. I fucking knew it, dude.
It continues.
Dude, you love the freshman albums, dude. What is this about?
I know. But I did it with Gambino. I did it.
Kendrick.
No, Kendrick I put it at number 2, but Black Panther doesn't count.
Still though, it was higher than it should have been.
Kanye number fucking 1, baby. It only goes downhill from here.
But I think if you're gonna choose any debut album to put at number 1, this is like maybe the most understandable out of any discography I've ever listened to.
Of course.
Where are we going?
Based.
I have this at number 5.
Oh,
It was fighting for that spot with one other album, but I didn't I re-listened to my top 4 albums, but it was too close to the episode, so I did not re-listen to any more. But this was fighting with another for its spot. But I decided on it because, I mean, it's probably like the purest, most uncondensed Kanye, other than not when he's off the meds, but like uncondensed Kanye
of his message that he wants to put out.
Yeah, his personality is so apparent here. His humor pops better on here than on any other album he's ever put out.
Absolutely.
It's really good.
It's the most fun album I've listened to in a while. And it's like you can tell what he's trying to do. Like he has a style, he has a message that he gets out there. And I think this is not necessarily to say that he doesn't do that in later albums, but I think that this is like the most concentrated, the purest form of that. And it's so memorable. Like every track on this album is so memorable to me. I remember exactly like specific moments like in what I was doing in real time while I was listening to this album.
And Last Call.
Yes, exactly. I baffled Julius the other day by just citing lines of Last Call
because I've listened to this song for years, and I mean, I just kind of tune out when that part comes on. So to hear Caden, who's listened to it for like maybe a couple weeks, just say like a bunch of the words that Kanye was saying in that story, I was like, Jesus. He's the bar
Too
master.
good. I am the
He's
bar
the bar
master.
master.
What can I say? All right. Well, we want to get into our top three.
Sure. We'll start with you. What's your number three?
All right. My number three is "Never Let Me Down."
Okay.
This album featuring, of course, Gazy and J Ivy.
And J Ivy.
And J Ivy, who I found out I don't know why. I mean, I thought that he was just another artist in the game. He's a poet.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell.
Yeah,
like,
you
with
can
his delivery.
after I listened to it. And
He's spitting
yeah, no, he is. And I don't know, it's just a banger, you know? Like I hear the hook is a banger, the sample. Honestly, yeah. I think Jay-Z kind of has a harder verse on this than Kanye does.
Here's my problem with Jay-Z's verses. I can't enjoy it because one part of it runs through, like, the chorus runs in the background, and I'm like, yeah. I'm so distracted by it that I can't listen to what Jay-Z's saying. It's a weird thing.
I know what you mean. But I mean, it was just it's a banger. What can I say?
It is. I like J Ivy on that track. I think he's he's getting real philosophical on that track. He's putting all the big words out there. So
yes.
My number three is 2 words.
Yes.
Featuring
Mos Def Supremacy.
Okay. So hard on this track.
I have a history with Mos Def.
Do you?
Yes. And it's the weirdest thing.
Okay.
I figured I should bring it up. I don't know why.
Can't distill.
But so when I was a kid, my stepdad just randomly I mean, I was probably like 10, 11.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a little bit older than that, 12. But my stepdad was telling me about this movie called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I remember this now.
Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie. I watched this movie and I was so fascinated with it. And Mos Def is one of the main guys in it. And Mos Def, might I add, is fucking hilarious in this movie.
He's in it.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Oh.
He's like one of the main characters in it. And he's great. Like he's a really good actor. And I don't know why, but from that point on, I had like a fascination with Mos Def, and I barely listened to his music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. There's something about it, and me seeing him, it's one of the first times I've like ever heard like a full length like song with him on it. Like I've heard him rap.
He goes hard, dude.
He goes so hard.
The sort of like 2-syllable cadence that he and Kanye carry throughout the sound is so fucking hard. Dude.
2 words.
And I mean. Yeah, exactly. And I think Mos Def's really good on it, but I also think Kanye has some good shit on here too. Like, 2 words, fuck you, pay me. Like, I think the production's crazy on this one. The strings are going crazy. It feels like Kanye's like biggest, most sprawling track on this album.
That's fair.
Like most cinematic. And that was actually one of my favorite moments in Jeen-yuhs was watching those two just spit those bars without the instrumental, just hanging out and just fucking going off. It was awesome. That shit was great. I love this song. What's your number 2?
All right. My number 2 is We Don't Care.
Fair.
The second track, the first real track, I would say, on it after the skit.
After D-Ray gives us a comedic performance.
Yes, of course. Again, it's just a banger. Like he's I will say he's kind of ableist on this song. He says some very questionable things on this track.
This was okay in 2004, okay?
Yes.
The whole year of 2004.
But I don't know, it just him telling the story about what he thought life would be for these kids growing up, and you know, like how people like make a life for themselves by doing these drugs and saying we don't care.
This is how we do shit.
This is how we gonna do it. We gonna fucking deal drugs. Because he doesn't. I'm not even gonna quote it. It doesn't feel right. But
don't worry, I'll censor it. Don't worry about
it. Will you? Yeah.
Your money's homo. It's hard to get straight. There you go. You can quote that one.
No, the game came what is it? The drugs came bulimic. It's hard to lose weight. Something I don't fucking know.
Push weight. I don't know.
Something about he says something about how he doesn't belong on the slow bus and the slow class or on the. on the space with the wheelchair.
It's not politically correct, but I think "We Don't Care" is like a really phenomenal opener to Kanye's discography because like
Yeah,
the way it opens it,
absolutely.
it's like kind of magical, like the
It
way it's like, all
is.
right, this dude's gonna sit you down and tell you some fucked up shit.
I remember his one of the first lines on the song is, if this is the first time y'all are hearing this, you're about to experience something so cold, or something
Yes.
along those lines. And I remember like listening to this and I was like, that's me. It's my first time hearing this.
Welcome.
This is me. He's talking to me. Yeah.
I and it's so full of like his humor, and it's just it's a perfect introduction. So that's a fair pick, honestly.
Absolutely. Yep.
My number 2 is Family Business.
Not Ties.
I no, fuck that song. I'm done with that song. I just think this song, it's one of the most wholesome Kanye songs. It feels like relatable as someone who's grown up with a big fucking family, and I don't know, the instrumental's really nice. I really like the part in Genius when he's spitting the song to Scarface.
Yep.
And he doesn't seem, I mean, Scarface doesn't seem, I feel like he's kind of like humoring him a little bit. He's like,
he's like, yeah, man, that was good.
That was good. See you.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. There's just some really, really, really touching about that song. But you want to know on a different note, on an unrelated note, one of the craziest fucking parts of that documentary to me was like Kanye in that diner with him and his boys, and they were like telling these UCLA students like,
yes,
hey,
it was like, hey, this guy's gonna blow up.
And he did, and I was just like, imagine being those fucking people.
No,
dude.
I was thinking the entire time watching the documentary, I was like, there must be a bunch of people who remember seeing and like interacting with these people filming, and must think they're like fucking insane right now. But then like, you think that like they remember him like now, or like they've seen the documentary and they're like, wow, that's me being filmed, like thinking that these people are so crazy, but they're actually like superstars now.
Right.
It's so weird.
I mean, okay, I wanna hear what's your number 1, dude.
So my number one song is Last Call. And
same.
Really?
Yep. This is a 10 out of 10 Kanye song, honestly.
I didn't know whether to even like count it as a song, but I was like, you know what, if there's any arguments, there's a rap segment at the beginning. The rap segment just on its own is a banger.
So good. Yeah.
But then he starts talking and I'm locked in when he starts talking. I like the story.
Hayden famously loves songs where people just randomly talk in the middle of it.
Yes. And he goes up on a tirade. And I'm like, dude, this is such a fucking interesting story. The way that he can like elaborate and like get his thoughts out there is so funny to me. He's cracking jokes through it. At some point he calls these guys who try to get him to make a beat dick riders. He was talking about, I think he was talking about like Jay-Z or something. He was like, yeah, he was wearing a bucket hat, he think he fly. And like, it was such an experience to me. I loved listening to the song.
It feels like it has that same sort of like comfortable vibe that
absolutely
that Genius has at times, where it's like you're in the studio with Cudi and Kanye, and you're seeing them like make this, and Kanye is like striving to make this. The most interesting thing about this that I always tend to forget, I always like thought, I mean, I didn't really know what Kanye's age was at a certain point, but I was just guessing. But like, I always thought that College Dropout, like he dropped it when he was super young. He was actually almost 30 when it finally dropped. So, I mean, he had just been grinding for like ever.
Yeah. Well, so what's funny about this was I was talking to my dad earlier today, and I was telling him about how I watched the Kanye documentary, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I remember when College Dropout came out."
Yes.
And my dad was, I think, 20 when it would have came out, because he was born in 1984.
Right.
And so he was like, yeah, man, I remember. And he just started like listing off tracks, and I was like, what? And I was like, dude, this is my end game. Like, this is crazy. And
I mean, it was huge. Yeah. It was a huge album upon release, and I don't remember what I was gonna say. So
fair enough. But
oh no, I was gonna say Last Call is, like you said, the song I love. It's one of my favorite Kanye instrumentals. I think it's really underrated.
Oh yeah.
So won't you raise your glass? And it feels like just a celebration. I mean, it's literally a toast to like all the dedication and hard work that Kanye put in to get College Dropout put out. And like he ends it with the bar he spit at Jay-Z, mayonnaise colored Benz I push miracle with, and that just like is such a perfect fucking ending to the album musically. So this song's amazing. I'm glad we share it at our number one.
One can say that he was overly dedicated on his first album. Dude, I always thought that was Chris Martin who sings that background part.
I thought it was Ozzy Osbourne.
That would fit as well. All right.
That'd be a hard track. Put those two on together.
Yes. It only goes downhill from here, guys. For me.
All right.
I do want to say about College Dropout, there's a banger. Like on almost every track is a banger.
Are there any honorable mentions you'd like to give? Or just one.
Just one?
No, okay, actually no. List all the tracks you think are like honorable mentions.
Okay, honestly. I will say the new workout plan almost made it into the top 3. That was before I was really able to take everything in at once. But I was like vibing. I was like, this is just a comedy track. Like this is just funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus Walks was obviously that's what carried him through this. That's the track. Through the Wire and knowing that he was literally spitting that through the wire was crazy.
Did you know that story before you watched Jeen-yuhs?
No. I didn't even know there was an accident.
Story.
I heard that he was like in an accident at the end of the first episode, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is this? 2 Words is obviously a banger.
Yeah.
Breathe In, Breathe Out. I love that track with Luda.
I like it because it's Kanye just taking a step, because like a lot of the album's more conscious than your typical hip hop music was back then. But then he takes a second to just like, let me just make this track about fucking, you know, what everyone's talking about in hip hop.
Yeah, right. But I think if there was an honorable mention, I would say All Falls Down, because that song is again, it's just a banger.
That is a banger.
There's a banger backing track. Yeah, it just goes hard.
There, like, wasn't that crazy? I mean, it was an early version, but wasn't it crazy to see him going up to Rockefeller and showing them that song, and they're just like, yeah, that's cool.
Dude, like, and they were showing people who were in Rockefeller at the time, and I was like, no one's that good. No one is that good. No one that they showed in Genius was that good.
Well, they were scared. They were scared to expand to someone who didn't talk about drugs and violence. So
yeah, of course they were. Such little pussies. What are you gonna do?
Cockafella.
Gazy and Cockafella, boys.
Speaking of which, late registration.
Late registration. How late do you think that he registered? Do you think he was still able to get into classes?
In terms of when he recorded the album, not that late. As soon as he was done with College Dropout, he was on this.
He was on it.
He was ready.
Oh, are we still doing the? You said the futures, best future. Are we still doing that?
Oh yeah. What was your favorite feature on College Dropout?
Gazy. I even have it written as Gazy. There was only one that he's credited for.
Oh yeah.
Never Let Me Down.
Okay, fair. Mine was Twist on Slow Jams.
Twist on Slow Jams.
The one, remember in Slow Jams was like, I need you to go faster, and then the guy.
Oh yeah.
He just completely changes the energy of that song, and
I figured you would pick Mos Def.
Mos Def, honorable mention.
Yeah.
Get him in there.
Yeah.
Late registration.
Late registration.
So this album's kind of interesting because it moves in a more orchestral direction.
Yes. Yep.
One thing is Kanye does not want to make the same album twice, it seems. And whether you believe he has, whether or not you believe he has or not, he set out to make a different album every single time.
Yeah.
And I think this album, it succeeds at that. You know, it feels like a natural progression from College Dropout while also sort of feeling like its own thing. So where do you put late registration?
Late registration is coming in at number 3 for me.
Okay.
It felt like it carried the energy that was in College Dropout, albeit a little bit different, but I felt like it was just like a straight up sequel.
Yeah.
College Dropout. And while I don't think it was quite at the level that College Dropout was at, I think it's still an excellent album.
Yeah, I put this at number 8.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think there are a few tracks on here that just don't hit as much for me.
That's definitely is true.
Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold up. Is the whole family coming in here? Or? Yeah. Where's Logan? They're in my room. Okay. Sure. You guys are grilled cheese. Hi, everybody. Okay, hi guys. What are you? Playing with your mom. For some reason, you won't say it. What? You won't tell me? It's Kaden. I already told you. I said, go.
Daddy's home.
I have to get back on. I get back on the grind.
Daddy's not gone.
God damn, you want to include
Caden is here.
Family business.
I was about to say family business up in.
I'll play the instrumental over this part.
Dude, if we ever make some tracks, we'd have. If we ever make music, we'd have an infinite amount of background noise.
Oh,
to put
dude, samples, dude.
Yes, your family, dude. Your dad.
Fucking Misfortune podcast for like a Yeezus-esque album.
Your dad in the background. Caden's here. That's the hardest.
Oh shit!
I'm taking that for myself. I'm using that at some point. All right.
Later registration.
Registration.
So what's your number 3 on this album?
So my number 3 is.
I'm so interested. I have no idea.
Back up.
I have no idea.
We Major.
I hate this.
Oh, do you? This is. This was kind of a weird track for me to pick. I didn't expect to like it, but I don't know. It hit different for me. You know, I was vibing out.
You like the really long songs.
Oh fuck, I do. Well, he makes some long ass songs.
He does. Maybe the longest of anyone I've heard.
What are you
Other than I don't
doing
fucking
right
know,
now?
Swans or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about this track? You just like it?
Yeah, I mean, there's not anything in particular. I couldn't tell you a lot of what it sounds like off the top of my head, but
It's
I just
vibey.
remembered. Yeah, it was vibey. I was vibing to it when I was listening.
This is Jay-Z's favorite track off of Late Registration.
Jay-Z would
Despite the fact,
isn't he on another one?
Despite the fact that he is that his enemy at the time, Nas, was on here, who so famously called him Gay-Z.
Oh, that's Nas.
He's the one.
Gay-Z and Cockafella origin.
So Kanye is like sort of that. This kind of established him as that guy who can sort of like once he makes an album, he can like have 2 opposing forces on the same album because everyone wants to be on his shit. So my number 3 is "Bring Me Down," which is it's a very cinematic track. It's there's a couple bars on here like "Dog, if I was you, I wouldn't feel myself."
Wait, hold on.
"Dog, if I was you, I would kill myself." Just a classic bar. And I don't know, it just feels so grand and like the sort of the pinnacle of that orchestral production on this album for me.
Wait, hold on.
They try to bring me down.
Oh, never mind. I always get this confused with Never Let Me Down.
Yeah.
That's why. I was trying to listen.
Track.
I was like, did I mess up the top 3?
A lot of his songs, you know, he's got a lot of lights tracks. He's got a lot of.
Yes, of course. Yep.
I don't know. I love this song. Great.
Yeah, that's fair.
Next.
All right.
Number 2.
Coming in at number 2 for me. Gotta watch what I say here. Gold Digger.
Oh my God.
Featuring, of course, Jamie Foxx.
You sound like a fucking a fucking football game announcer's like, I'm gonna be careful. And,
yes, I had to be wary.
Gold Digger.
Gold Digger. Featuring.
I'm gonna censor that one.
Don't censor it. I didn't say it. Featuring, of course, Jamie Foxx, who I'm questioning. Did he get a start as an actor or a singer?
I mean, he was on that show where he said, "Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here?" So
Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here?
And I think you know, Will Smith, him, like a lot of Disney Channel stars, like along with sitcoms, they'll usually also get a shot at like having a musical career. Even Eddie Murphy, like he has a song and it's in GTA 5, and like
of course it is. The loading screen of which you can see in front of me.
Another one of my favorite parts of the documentary actually was Kanye coming in to show uh, uh, Jamie Foxx slow jams and having like them basically forming Jamie's vocals on that track.
Yes.
That was a great moment because
Yep.
I mean Kanye had nowhere to record, so he was like, "Let's go to Jamie Foxx's house."
Right. Yep. Exactly.
Gold Digger's solid though.
Yeah. All right. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Oh fuck! I'm sorry. No, I have to amend this.
You
My
messed
number
up.
3, I did because my number 1 is a secret. My actual number 3 is "Touch the Sky." I mean, banger. One of my favorite Kanye samples. Lupe goes hard on there.
Like Lupe
anime,
the Third.
Possibly Kanye's first anime reference.
Yes.
And his I can't recall another one, but
Probably.
So my number 2 is "Bring Me Down." And
Okay.
I guess I'll say my number 1. My number 1 is "Heard Him Say."
Heard Him Say.
Adam Levine banger.
No. The Adam Levine song.
Dude,
Bad timing, buddy.
The first.
Bad timing, bud.
I may need to see that booty.
Yeah.
Stroking his beard. I may need to see that booty.
Dude, he said it so inquisitively.
He said that with Marcus energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we talking about? Yeah, we're talking about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heard Him Say. Adam Levine. He just. He just kills that hook, dude. Like I don't know what to say. And like some bars on here, you know, they can't cop cars without seeing cop cars. Like
some bars on here, some bars on there.
I sound like fucking NFR right now reciting bars like, bro, they can't cop cars without seeing cop cars. Like, bro, how are you not seeing the quality of this track? Okay.
And then the other guy will come in. He's like, dude, actually, like, it's not about Bangladesh. Like,
bro,
that one part where he's like, I mean, you don't have to shoot me or anything. And then the other dude is like, bro, I mean, he gets kind of sad. And he's like, bro, I mean, like,
he's disappointed
on a podcast. Yeah, like, why would I shoot you?
Anyway, so I don't know. It's a banger. What's your number 1?
My number 1 is "Touch the Sky."
That was a lock. I figured that was gonna.
That's the only song I knew off of this album before going into it, other than of course Peak Skit number 4.
And Gold.
Yeah, and Gold Ninja.
That's getting censored.
Yeah. But keep the N.
We got the N syllable. We got him, boys. All we need is post.
Just find where I use like a sound and add that at the end.
No, you said ninja. We can just do the soft A at the end. You know, we'll be a little
right.
We'll be a little charitable.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the equivalent of saying "gold digger," like.
Oh, I'm using that too.
Fuck you.
You're just giving me more ammo.
All right, I'm editing this one, babe. But no, I mean it's just a banger. Lupe has a hard verse on it. The chorus is a banger. He like sings a lot.
He does.
Yeah.
So my secret number 1 is a bonus track that was only available in Australia called
yourself.
"We Can Make It Better." Banger! Everybody go check that out on YouTube right now. Go listen to it. It's got a comment feature. It's got a consequence feature. Just get on there. Just go.
Or
maybe it's Cameron or consequence. There's too many fucking C artists in this era, dude. We gotta.
I'm avidly against the Kanye multi-regional releases and non-releases.
That's fucking bullshit, dude. Because "Bittersweet Poetry" with Kanye West featuring John Mayer is maybe the best song on Graduation, and you can only listen to it in fucking Japan.
I heard it. Oh no, different
on Spotify.
A different one. Oh, I'm thinking of the one on, "Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy."
Wait, what?
I'm thinking of the John Legend song on "Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy."
I'm saying John Mayer.
Oh, John. Oh, I took mine off for that same reason. Insert that clip.
Well, legendary video.
That is the greatest video to exist. All
right. So late registration out of the way.
It's time to graduate.
That's
an MCU line.
Kanye opens the album. It's time to graduate.
It's time to graduate. No, but then
This
the
is
beginning of Yeezus. It's time to graduate.
wow.
Yes.
This is the end of the college trilogy.
Thank God. This dude
Um,
needs to. How many years do you think he's been in college at this point?
I mean, 2004 to when did
Oh,
graduation come out?
2008. So he made the 4-year plan.
Yeah, he did. He had the 4-year plan.
He made
Um,
the
but
suggested
he was
class
gonna go.
list.
Okay, he was gonna go further with good ass job though.
Oh,
But
good ass job. That
I
has
think
no
that was more like
relation.
a return to like night school.
Oh, okay. So he's going back. Yeah, he got the night shift.
But of
Night
course
shift. That'd be a hard album title.
college tetralogy was sadly cut off by the next album. So,
Unfortunately.
what are your thoughts on this album? Because I thought you'd fuck with this album. So let's. Is it that number 2? Is it? Let's see.
That's not. This is coming at number 8.
Whoa! Okay,
Um,
right around where I put late registration. Okay,
this was a
okay.
little bit of a black sheep. I won't lie. Don't take that out of context, please.
So many clips.
um, it's not that I didn't like it, but I wasn't vibing as hard. A lot of you'll hear me say this a lot, but a lot of the clips on this were, or not the clips, a lot of the songs on this were just meh, in my opinion.
Okay,
Um,
interesting.
and that's not to say that they're bad. They just aren't memorable, which in some ways is worse.
That's
Um,
interesting because this is probably the most immediately appealing to a mainstream audience Kanye
well then I
album.
have the right opinion then.
He's not with the masses.
I'm not. That's how you know you're correct.
It
But
it's sparse, like it's not as, it doesn't have as dense of like lyricism as College Dropout or Late Registration does, and it has
yeah,
like that stadium anthem kind of sound.
yeah. I would say I think so. I sent when I started, or as I was listening through, I kind of realized that I think there was a weird transition period in his music that I'll talk about a little bit later when we get to it. But
Okay.
I think this is kind of like a mini weird transition period in between the style of uh, the first 2 albums and the trilogy and 808s.
808s.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah.
he's kind of mixing the two, but
He,
they can't be mixed.
he's utilizing a lot of the sort of the auto
The auto
tune. I mean,
tune.
he
Yeah.
has T-Pain on here, and like apparently he used T-Pain as like his sensei in
I
terms of
didn't
auto tune on 808s.
I didn't know that T-Pain actually like popularized autotune.
Yeah, he was the one.
This dude says that he makes more money off of Twitch. Popularized
Just
autotune.
popularized auto tune,
Yes.
fucking banging on Twitch, just
Yeah.
he was on The Masked Singer,
Ah,
first T-Pain L.
yeah. Only rare T-Pain.
Rare T-Pain
Yes.
L. But yeah, I mean, I have this at a number 7. It's
Sorry,
it's
that's on
good.
me.
I mean, it's a solid. I will say there is a. I mean, I will say there is a 2-track stretch on here that is bad.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
2 stretch. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember a lot of this album.
Okay.
It wasn't very
So
memorable.
in the fan base, the two most hated tracks
Hold on,
are
I'm
Barry
gonna.
Bonds,
Okay,
which is the Lil Wayne one.
that's fair. Any Lil Wayne song is bad, other than of course, Peak, the LeBron James one.
And Forever,
Yes.
the
Correct.
LeBron James one.
LeBron James.
Or
The Solange one.
there's actually a Kobe one on 808s and Heartbreak, but
There's a Kobe one?
yes, well,
Man, they're
but it
making
was
songs for anyone these days.
it was retroactive, but
Ah.
and there's Drunken Hot Girls, which
Don't hate on
you
Mos
know.
Def.
Oh yeah, he was on that. He wasn't bad on there though.
Mos
Although
Def's
I
never
honestly
bad.
think if the lyrics on that song were different, Kanye fans would fuck with it. People just don't like the lyrics on that song.
Man, people
But
take anything to not fuck with.
I like this album. It's the second strongest to me out of the trilogy, just because some of the songs really hit for me as opposed to the stronger points on Late Registration. But
Yeah,
let's get into the top 3.
All right.
What you got?
My number 3 is Champion, which
Yes.
I'm gotta be honest, this was kind of a default pick for my number 3.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not to say that I like.
The
I
Steely
wouldn't.
Dan sample. Come on.
Is that a Steely Dan sample?
Yes.
Oh, see, I don't. Steely Dan has made like one song.
No, they haven't, you fucker.
Yes, Steely Dan has.
Steely Dan slaps.
No, hold on. Let me look up Steely Dan songs.
Reeling in the Years is mid, but you know, you got fucking you got
Do It Again is the
Keg,
only song that they
you
made.
got Do It Again, you got
Do It
fucking
Again. And...
Hey 19, you know, Deep Cut.
What? Stop. Champion is it hits. I like I like this kind of songs where they have like a mini chorus, and I think I guess it's the Steely Dan sample. I think the Steely Dan sample is kind of like a mini chorus where like
yeah,
it'll be like an intermission almost, and I like that.
That's true, actually.
When songs do that, I don't know. It's a weird thing, and it's like it doesn't happen very often, but like it kind of has the same methodology, in my opinion. But I like that, and I think I don't
it's
know.
Very true.
I don't think he's like particularly going off on this song, but
yeah, it's like it's a 2-second. That's a very good point, actually. It's like a 2-second break from Kanye rapping and then right back into it.
It's kind of it's weird. It's like between acts of the song.
Yeah.
But I like when they do that.
We got Caden with coming in with the broader music knowledge. You know,
he's
dropping some bars.
I know. Put me on 4 discographies and I'll know what I'm talking
about. My number 3 is Flashing Lights. I think the synths. Whoa! Wrong lights.
I'm well aware.
I think the synths on the song are going crazy. I really like the one part where the guy's singing, "As I recall, I know you like to show off."
I remember that song.
Da, da, da. Fucking bang! Wait, you'd never heard this song before you listened to the album?
I've heard it once, and it was right before I started doing the discography discourse because it was like in his like top 5 featured songs on Spotify. I was
which is weird to me.
This has lights, and it's not all of the lights. What is this song?
What? Different lights?
Different lights? Different down song? Different light song?
What kind of lights are we talking here?
Dude, imagine he makes a song called like "Down with the Lights" or something like that.
The
ultimate collaboration.
Lights down.
Lights down. Yes, there you have it. Perfect, and it would match him too. Now that's a Weeknd title.
Lights down interlude.
Yep, that is an interlude. That's a Weeknd interlude title. Dude, I just realized the Weeknd dissed himself with his own name. The Weeknd.
The Weeknd, bro. The Weeknd is right. I am coming around on him though. He's not as weak as I initially thought. Abel, I give you points. I don't know. Banger. That's what I'm saying for most of this. It's a banger. But
that's fair.
What do you got at number 2?
My number 2. I hate that you're gonna know what my number 1 is when I say this.
Yes, I already know.
No, you don't know. Well, you're gonna know after I say that. My number 2. No, God, I'm so split between these two, but I have to say my number 2 is Homecoming.
Fuck.
Yeah, you thought that was my number 1?
No, I know what your number 1's gonna be.
I know you do, but I made the right call. Subverted some expectations.
So this song was actually. Apparently, it was originally gonna. So I don't like Chris Martin's part on here at all, but apparently it was supposed to be originally supposed to be John Legend. So
nah, keep Chris Martin on this.
Yeah,
I'm not like
preferable, less of two evils in that situation.
I'm not a Chris Martin Turbo fan, but I'm more of a Chris Martin fan than I am a John Legend fan.
I knew you'd fuck with
John Legend's just black Chris Martin, or Chris Martin's just British John Legend. Either one. There can be no British black people.
Not possible.
Not possible.
Clip. He's going off on black people this episode. He's off the meds.
I just can't stand it.
He's off the meds.
God, there was this clip last episode that we recorded. The X episode hasn't come out yet, but where we were talking about the dude who I thought might be racist in my English class, and you did an impression of him, and you were like, I don't like him. I don't like him one bit.
Dude, okay, one thing I was thinking about that was kind of crazy is like we're so far ahead. Like
we need to slow it down.
The shit we're gonna talk about is not gonna be relevant. Like if we have any new shit.
Oh, absolutely. That I was gonna talk to you about that.
What, slowing down?
Yeah,
No, we can. If we do Drake, we can.
Thank fucking God. I'm gonna need at least 2 months to do Drake.
Recovery.
Yes.
Recovery. Oh, we can do Eminem. Recovery.
Fuck no, Recovery is a Church's song. That's
dude. He's got a storyline with his albums. He got Recovery, Relapse, Revival.
Triple R, no Indian movie.
Kamikaze. Oh, Triple R. Are we gonna hop on that next
Nope,
time?
we are not.
Okay.
I already
Okay.
knew you were gonna fucking say
Clip
Homecoming,
it.
ladies and
Clip it.
gentlemen. I hate them too.
So what do you like about it? Do you just like do you like the instrumental? Do you like
Homecoming.
the
The instrumental is really creative. That's a sound that I've never heard Kanye dive into
nice
before.
party sound?
I heard that I was like, man, we rocking with like some Lumineers beats.
It was
None of the
Lumineers
Mumford Sons constant and shit. Um, yeah, there was that. Chris Martin, obviously it's corporate sanctions, but which we'll be talking about corporate sanctions when we're done with Kanye.
Oh shit.
Oh yes. Um, but it's corporate.
Oh yes.
Oh, insert the Biden clip. You're just like, they are about to find out.
His widening eyes.
Yes, he looks like a fucking turtle.
We need to put that on a thumbnail someday.
That's a thumbnail.
Him with his widened eyes.
What's that? Is it your what is the profile picture that you have where it's him and it's like
Shinzo Abe eliminated, neutralized, gas prices neutralized,
yes.
Antifa mobilizing.
That's going into no, I'm gonna find that and put it into the episode at some point. But I don't know. I think Kanye kind of goes off on this. I like the Chris Martin chorus, and then he switches it up and he talks about fucking Lake Michigan or whatever. And I was like, what would he know about Lake Michigan?
You have lakes there? You don't come from here.
You have lakes in Britain? Like
I don't like them.
I don't like them one bit. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a banger.
Okay.
That's my answer.
One. Number
10-minute explanation.
Is number 2 is I Wonder.
Do you?
And I wonder.
Oh, okay,
if
yeah.
you know what? I just love the ooh, ooh, wee, wee, that like comes in at a certain point, and it's you can really feel like you're in Chicago with Kanye and the Chicago skyline's coming out and he's talking about it. Yeah.
But of course, Chi-Town.
Chi-Town, if you will. I don't know. Great song. I like the sample too. So
yeah, okay.
There's that.
Number one stronger.
Your number one stronger.
Everyone knows. Everyone knows. Dude. Okay, but there's a reason why this is his most liked song, in my opinion. I don't think it is his best song. Far from it. But I am able to respect people who do think that this is his best song. I hate that the entire time I was like, yeah, he was thinking about Akira when he was making this song, because I used to never think that way, but now it's just like he's trying to do Akira. Yeah. But I don't know. It's a banger.
It is.
The Daft Punk sample, I will say, is his best sample.
That would definitely be in contention. I think my only criticism with that song is I think it's a little long.
I was about to say that there's a stretch, like about 3/4 of the way through, where it's like some background. He's like, "I need you right now," and then it'll be like silence. Well, that can be cut out.
It's kind of the beginning of a Kanye trend that you see throughout albums. I mean, from here going forward, just like indulging himself in really extending the song, and it's like sometimes it's okay, sometimes
that's a bad trait to have, in my opinion.
You gotta reel that shit back. I mean, you don't have to listen to the full song. You can just skip it, but like, still, it takes away from it as like a complete package as a song. Honestly, like
there's a song that's coming up. I'm trying to find which one I think I'm talking about. Yeah, there's a song that's coming up that I really, really like, but it's way too long, and they could cut so much of it because they say the chorus at least 5 times.
I think I know what you're talking about, but we'll see.
Okay. All right. What's your number 1?
My number 1 is it was literally the corporate sanctioned song of this album, Good Life.
Good Life.
Welcome to the Good Life, bro. T-Pain kills it on here. It's a feel good culmination of the trilogy, and Kanye's on top of the world at this point. It feels it. And it may, but it kind of represents that sort of like colder side of fame and being in this position where like a Def Jam literally made him make this song, which almost adds like a layer of cynicism to it to me. But like, I don't know, it fucking bangs, and I love this song.
So he signed originally with Rockefeller, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And then he switched to Def Jam.
He switched, yeah.
When did he switch to Def Jam? And because after that, he made his own record label. which is
Yes,
good something.
good music.
Yeah, good music. When did he switch to Def Jam?
Well, who was he with for Late Registration? He was uh he was with Def Jam,
Jeff Daniels.
the Bizarro version.
Yes.
Jeff Dam and Rockefeller.
Rockefeller and Jeff Dam.
But he was he was with Rockefeller and Def Jam on
Late
College
Registration.
Dropout too. I guess they were collaborating.
Oh, really? Okay. And Def Jam has no association with Mos Def, right?
Did he establish Def Jam?
Well, that's what I thought, but he's way too young to have done that.
Same spelling and all.
Must be. Like Nas? Nas created Lil Nas
Oh,
X?
it was written.
It was written.
Nas album.
Yes. Who knew?
All right.
All right.
Now we will take the first radical change in
808.
Kanye's
This is
discography.
debatably no, this is not the most radical change, but this is definitely one of the most. Probably the second
It still
most.
has those, like you said, sort of graduation-esque songs here and there, so it's not a complete departure, but like
Right.
still pretty damn different.
808's coming out number 2.
Oh my god, I want to fucking high five you right now, dude.
Really?
As
yes!
fuck.
Yes! What do you have?
Let's go. I have it number 1.
Let's fucking go.
This album slaps.
I've heard so much bad shit about this album, and I listened to it and I was like, I don't get it. It's a banger.
This is the most based opinion. I don't really care. I don't really care what like the rest of your opinions are at this point. If you like 808s,
yes,
we're good.
808s is fucking awesome. I love it, dude, because it's early. It's right around when autotune was starting to get popular, but Kanye uses it in a way that I've like never heard it before. It's probably the abundance of autotune that he uses.
Yes.
But like I feel works. Like yeah, right, it works for him. I couldn't imagine anyone else doing it as much as he did.
Yeah.
And like that's what I've always known this album for is like the autotune. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna be so tired of autotune by the end of this. And I wasn't. I was like, dude, he just keeps going off because every song is unique and different, but it has like the same style. It's so good.
So fucking good.
It's so good.
Let's go. I fucking love this album. I will say I'm not as big of a fan of the first stretch of tracks. They're still good. I think they're still good, but like the second half of my album
really I'm flipped on that.
Of the album is my favorite. Okay. So we're based for different reasons.
Yes. All right.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Paranoid.
That is my number 3 as well.
Okay, nice. This is like one of the like small big hits I think he has.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I don't think it was a single, but it certainly sounds like one.
Be. Yeah. There's some random dude on it, Mr. Hudson. Who?
Mr. Hudson.
He's a reoccurring character in the Kanye verse. But
he is.
I don't know. I mean, I this is definitely the album for my explanation being it sounds good. Like,
I mean, and it's such. I mean, so this album, it's generally characterized by its like depressing, cold, winterish sound. But this feels like just a good break. This and RoboCop are kind of like a happy interlude in them, and there may be like subtle like hints of sadness within the songs themselves, but they're still like just happier tracks overall.
Oh, and absolutely. This was like, certifiably a happy track. Like I don't even, in my opinion, I didn't get a lot of sadness out of a lot of the album, other than some tracks.
Some of the
But I think this was definitely like just a straight up happy song.
Yeah,
just feel good.
I love the like the refrain, like anyways.
Yes.
Like so fucking good, and I don't know. It's just a fucking banger.
I said it. I think on the Gambino episode. This harkens back to the Forza Horizon like 2 days. This is 100% a Horizon 2 track.
If it gives the Horizon vibes.
Sounds like if it gives the Horizon vibes, it's good in my book. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
All right.
What's your number 2? My
number 2 is Heartless.
Okay.
This is probably one of the Kanye tracks I've known the longest.
Yep.
I mean, again, listening to this song specifically on my mom's iPad, I remember it vividly. Yeah, I mean, it's a banger.
I think my favorite part of the song has to be the sort of like the breakdown section where it's like
Yeah,
the hard 808s and the like the strings dun 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 dun. I love
yeah.
that shit. Um, so my number two pick is quite possibly one of my most controversial Kanye opinions.
Oh,
This song, in almost any review, in almost any list, is considered the worst on this album.
okay,
But I think it's fucking amazing.
okay.
And I know you're gonna hate this.
No, I could hate it or I could appreciate it.
It's "See You in My Nightmares," the Lil Wayne cut.
Okay, this Lil Wayne song, if I remember correctly, was okay. This wasn't
Okay.
bad. Okay, well, I'll get to the one that I do not like in this album later.
Okay. I think this is one of his 10 out of 10 songs.
This is your number one?
No, this is my number two.
Your number two? What?
Yes, I think I've heard people complain about, Lil Wayne's voice and Kanye's singing on this song. First of all, Kanye sounds fucking amazing on this track. And
Yeah.
Lil Wayne, I think, is perfect for communicating this sort of. So 808s is a two-pronged album in terms of the tragedy it covers. At this time, Donda obviously passed, but he also separated from his partner of, I want to say,
18 months it said they were engaged
well, but they had been like together since about around
for a
2000 and
while.
2002.
See,
Um,
it's funny that they didn't show her in the doc,
no, that wasn't true.
like
Maybe
at
she
all.
didn't. Maybe she didn't
Yeah,
want to
she
be
didn't want to
shown
be or something
necessarily.
like that.
But it it's Lil Wayne's voice is honestly so perfect for the sort of bitter delivery that this song requires. And like one thing I love about this album is the strings, dude. The strings are just
Yes,
fucking
absolutely.
crazy, and the way they culminate on this song are fucking amazing. The almost tribal sort of like
Yep.
808s that come in on Lil Wayne's part are fucking amazing.
What are 808s?
I don't know the beat. You hear the
Yeah.
beat and it goes boom.
808?
And Heartbreak.
Yep.
I I do not understand. Well, actually, no, I do understand why people don't like this song, but I think it's for the wrong reasons. I love this track.
Fair enough.
What's your number one? I mean, I'm
My
curious.
number one sleeper hit for me didn't kick
Okay,
in until a little bit after I listened. Is Love Lockdown.
I knew you'd really like this song.
Did you? See, that's
Yes.
funny because I listened to the song and I was like, yeah, this will probably be in the top three, but it's like, it's solid, I guess. And I was listening to it after and I was like, okay, this be banging. This be banging.
That's funny because so I re-listened to this album. I listened to it once for this, and then I re-listened to it, and all the times before I was like, this is easily one of the weakest tracks on this album. I listened
Really?
on my final listen.
No.
It was hitting.
No.
It's not number one,
Oh,
but it was hitting. I'll tell you that
it's
much.
hitting, dude. Because the thing is, it's like it'll be a quiet song. This is a planning song in the movie.
This is a plotting and scheming
This
song.
this is a plotting and scheming song. This is they're planning out the heist. There'll be a montage the characters are going through or whatever. Um, because it'll be super calm and he'll just be in the back. He's kind of whispering into your ear. Yeah, the beats banging. It's a banging
Yeah.
beat. It's a blazing beat. One might even say.
Get anime the fuck out of here.
Okay, he watches Akira. He would definitely like him movie.
Oh, dude. If he sampled, dude, what would you go crazy if a rapper sampled Initial D one day?
Oh, I'd go fucking ridiculous. The sad song that they play.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
that's a hard sample. That's an 808 sample, in fact. I just willed it into existence. Um, but no, there's that part, and then the chorus will get in, and then there will be like the beat goes hard.
Yes. The
He's going
drums come in so hard.
Yes, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting hyped.
Like, oh fuck.
This is my songs to ride a horse on trailer.
Riding into
Or
battle
songs,
song.
yeah, songs to ride my horse to playlist, I should say. Yeah,
That song's banging.
it do be.
So, I forgot to say that this album was actually at the bottom of my Kanye solo albums
I figured.
ranking. First couple on my first listen. And I mainly actually hated this song when I first heard it. My number one is Streetlights.
Street Lights.
It's the one where he's kind of like he's going the whole time, like it's almost like a stream of consciousness type thing, and I don't know how to explain it, but
I don't remember that one.
it there was just I don't know, like kind of like Love Lockdown. There was just a certain point where I was listening to this shit late at night, and the way it just culminates and almost reaches that peak, but it edges you. It emotionally edges you.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of kink involved if I like it. So.
All right.
Oh, see, I get these clips.
Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
I get these clips. Caden gets the racist ones,
yes,
but
you get the horny ones. I get the racist ones, which is worse.
They're both equal.
Are they? Would you rather be horny or racist?
I would almost say it's like a midpoint on the album. It's this, and it feels like a crossroads for Kanye at the point he's at, where
okay.
he's talking about how he's not there in the streets, and
Daddy's not gone, or Daddy's not home.
Get that the fuck out of here.
I will not.
But it just feels like a more quiet moment on this album, and like a time of introspection and almost grieving for everything he'd lost prior to making this album. And I don't know, this is one of my top Kanye songs. I think it's really fucking good.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. So
right.
bass take from Caden. We move forward.
We move. It only goes downhill for you two.
Let's see.
Well, coming in at his fifth album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
It sounded like we were giving out the award.
Yes. It's the album I knew because it has sex on the album
and
cover.
It is most commonly considered to be his best album.
Are you fucking serious?
Critics, fans.
Critics put the hit out.
No, they did not. They sucked the dick out.
Critics put the dick out of My Beautiful Dark Twisted.
No, they jerked. I don't fucking know.
They jerked the cum out.
So where?
Hey, Dick, ready to know?
Such a dense and, as I've heard it described, maximalist album. Where do you put what is considered the pinnacle of Kanye's discography?
Number 7. What do you have it at? Number 7, baby.
I have it. I really hate that I become such a fucking basic bitch.
No.
This is my number 3. Listen, I didn't used to like love this album either, particularly because of the second half. I always vibe with the first half, but the second half killed it for me. But I don't know. It's solid all the way through, and it has some really high peaks for me. So I don't know. Okay. I really like this album.
Here's what I'll say. I said fuck as if it's like, oh god damn it. This album and my ranking is kind of the bottom of like the albums I'm able to enjoy that I think are a positive. I think Graduation is where it begins to become a neutral, or in the case of one album in particular, a negative.
Okay.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I'm able definitely to respect people who like this. I thought that there are definitely some bangers on here.
Right.
But if it's not a banger, I thought it was kind of weak.
Okay.
But I think it definitely has a style that is interesting. This is what I was talking about earlier with the transition period. I think this is kind of part of a weird transition period. This and kind of Watch the Throne, and I guess Yeezus. I don't even know if Watch the Throne would count. It's kind of a transition period into him trying to find the style.
Again, that's funny because I think people actually consider this as like Kanye has found his style. Like this is what everything's been sort of building up to. So that's interesting to hear from you.
I guess I could see that. I guess taking into account everything that he's made, I knew that wouldn't be his solidified style. And I guess he kind of doesn't even have a solidified style. And that's part of the charm, even though if every song that he made was like 808s, I would love him.
Right.
But I don't. And also, I use this album a lot to judge how other albums were, because this was kind of like, I don't want to say midpoint because that has a negative
This is a
connotation.
benchmark. This is
But
a
yeah, this is a
benchmark
good
for.
benchmark because I was like,
Okay.
is it better or is it worse than this? Because this, I feel like it's
Okay.
kind of, it's easy for me to tell how good or bad this and another album that we'll be getting to later,
Okay.
which is funny because they're three off. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So what's your number 3?
my number three is Power.
Okay.
Um, I mean, it's just everyone knows it. The thing is, it's like it hasn't been overplayed for me. I know a lot of people say that it has been overplayed for them. It hasn't been overplayed for me. I'm not tired of it. Um,
Yeah.
I've always liked the song. I don't think it's like, a turbo banger. But
Turbo banger.
yeah, new new
Was it in
phrase.
turbo?
Was it in turbo? Now anything. We'll be talking about turbo bangers
Oh
at some point on
shit.
this podcast. Let me just say
People
that.
to people.
Yes,
Party to
that is
place.
a fucking banger.
Having the time of your life is so in your
That
face.
song is 10 times better than most Kanye songs. I'm just gonna spit that out there. Um, but Power, I mean, it's a solid song, and honestly, I liked his rapping. He's kind of corny when he's talking about the specific place on his ass where they can kiss and shit like that.
That kind of harkens back to his early stuff though.
That's that's
I don't
signature Kanye
I don't
vibes.
like when he one line that's distractingly bad to me on that song that he tries to like squeeze in is like, they told me I was the abomination of Obama's nation. It's like
Yes,
so sloppily
that
like put
is
in there,
badly
but
done. I don't like when they get off beat or off the flow, but
you like when they're off the meds though.
I do when I yeah. See, I'm off the meds right now. Off the med podcasting.
Dude, is that the new name?
Yes, off the med podcast. We'd get shut down real quick.
Deplatformed.
Yes.
And all of your comments, dude, we'd be done. They
They
won't
do.
assume anything at the Misfortune podcast,
Yes,
but
they'd launch a full FBI investigation. Yeah.
okay.
What's your number
My
3?
my number 3 is Monster.
What?
This
Monster.
this song, okay. Again, this was one that immediately jumped out to me when I first
There are
listened
a
to it.
lot of futures on this song.
There, oh, I mean, it's just Kanye, Jay-Z, and Nicki Minaj. Oh yeah, Rick Ross comes in at the beginning to say that he's fat, and then he leaves. And then he literally says "fat motherfucker," and then he leaves.
He addresses himself. There's no one else on this list that's fat.
But he redeems himself on a later song, so it's okay.
He has to call himself skinny now.
Or does he?
Or does he? That's a good quote. Rick
I don't know.
Ross.
People, people like love the Nicki Minaj verse on here,
This
and
is actually one of Nicki Minaj's strongest verses I've ever heard.
absolutely no.
People shit on her. Like, let's be honest,
She's a good rapper.
She has some bangers.
She is a good rapper. And I mean, obviously, this is one of her strongest verses, and one of my favorite verses on this album. But like, I think people underestimate Kanye's verse. I think people, I don't know, maybe not. No, I like Jay-Z's verse.
Okay,
Like,
watch your words with Rick. Rick is around the corner.
rape and pillage
Is that
a
him?
village. No, that's Jay-Z. Rape and pillage a village, women and children.
That's right. That's this song though, right?
That is this song.
Okay.
I do like the part though where he's like, "Love, I don't get enough of it." Like, it displays that, once 808s, I think 808s still retain that. I mean, there were a couple tracks on there that kind of displayed Kanye's position as such a famous person, but by Twisted Fantasy, in terms of his journey, I feel like he's so far gone from where he was on a personal level on his album. Okay.
Whoa, now.
Fun fact: one of the songs on that album, Drake just freestyles over a 808s beat.
And on So Far Gone?
Yeah, and it just came on, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
I'm not surprised. He is the sample master behind Kanye, but in like a different manner.
Right behind. Okay.
Yes, nothing will beat Final Fantasy.
No. Oh yeah, and he sampled Donkey Kong Country too. You gotta.
What?
Get that
What
on
song
there.
did he do that?
Six God. I'll admit it. Watch your motherfucking tone, boy.
I'll be investigating soon.
Fuck. What was I gonna say? No, this album just feels like Kanye's at the pinnacle, and like he feels so far removed from, you know, those clips of him talking to his mom at his house or like in his apartment, and he's like at this point just in a completely different stratosphere in terms of like his lifestyle. And I think that that Jay-Z line kind of reflects that along with the other shit on this album. But I don't know, I really like the song. I don't think Nicki's part is, you know, the best, but it's really good. So,
Yeah.
and I also think the beat's fucking banging. But
that's fair. All right, are we on to number 2 now?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, my number 2 is All of the Lights.
Okay.
This was a song I discovered right before we did the discography discourse. Like right before I think we even like decided to do Kanye. I like discovered this and I was like, hold on. This a banger. This was gonna be at my number 1, if not for another sleeper hit.
Okay, okay.
Coming up soon.
Okay.
But okay, one thing that I will say with this album, there's so many features. He needs to do less features. Except for on this song. I hate all the features. It's terrible.
Wait, which ones do you think are terrible? I'm curious. Well, actually,
on this album?
no. Let's wait till our top threes are done, and then
okay,
yeah, I want to discuss. Yeah.
Not even terrible, but just he needs to cut it out.
Well, because this, like, all of the songs on this album are long.
The Hawaii arc, we know.
Except for All the Lights interlude.
That's a banger.
That is a banger.
That'd be going off in the orchestra.
Late orchestration.
Oh my god!
I didn't come up with that. That was an actual thing that happened.
Say, Barmaster Julius, incoming.
They do what they can.
But no, with this, okay, I will say, it kind of annoys me. Well, number 1, he doesn't credit anyone on this. No. Even though, okay, let me
I mean, if he credited everyone,
let me list off everyone who's on here.
Yes.
Rihanna.
Yep.
Cudi.
Elton John,
Fergie, and Drake, and Kanye, I guess if you count him. So that's 6 artists on one song. Even though Drake says literally one line, Elton John repeats the same line over and over again. Yeah. Fergie's on Demon Time in this song. Yes, Fergie actually sounds like she's high in this song.
I mean, she probably was around this time.
She probably was. Black Eyed Peas. What are you gonna do?
Moby.
Bang, we should do them next, dude.
Could we? We're talking about versatility.
That is domination, dude. Oh my god. I fucking love Black Eyed Peas. Again, harkens back to the iPod days.
They're an iPod band.
They are, dude. I think I actually have listened to full-length Black Eyed Peas songs on an original iPod with the scroll wheel.
With the scroll wheel.
With the fat ass fucking charger. With the 3.5 millimeter jack.
Oh, bud.
But God, we're getting old. Yeah, I mean, All of the Lights, it's just a banger. That's a banger background track. When the drums come in after Rihanna.
Oh my god.
Rihanna's powerful on this track.
Oh.
Rihanna evolves on this track.
She evolves.
And then Kanye is just kind of there.
That's actually true, though.
Kind of.
This foreshadows Donda, where Kanye is outshadowed by most of his features.
Dude, X was on Members Only Volume 4 more than Kanye was on Donda.
I'm not sure how long Donda is.
But, oh, fuck.
This on Donda.
Yeah, I mean, it's a banger.
My number 2 is Power.
No man should have all that power. That's the ultimate trailer song.
I mean, he made that for some trailer.
He makes trailer songs.
That's what he makes.
Power, Watch the Throne, the one in Kids See Ghosts.
I can still feel love.
That's crazy, dude. That was a mashup, dude.
We need more though. Like, get some 808s in the trailers, dude. What are you doing? This song is my favorite part of this song is actually. I mean, it has one of the best Kanye samples. 21st century
I completely forget about that one too.
Yes. My favorite part of the track is actually like the outro, sort of like the jumping out the window, like shit, and you got the fucking
Put that in.
Jumping out the window.
Jumping on the low.
Humping on the low. Altitude at, bouncing on the low. Foam pit on the low.
Ball pit on the low. Trampoline on the low.
I don't know. There's just a lot of parts on this track that just sort of click. Click for me, you know, in my ear. They squirt in my ear.
Click in your ear?
They squirt in my ear, but
Bro, we on some Gambino shit if they be clicking in your ear.
What you know about the library?
Dude, the references.
Dude, now we get to reference all these discographies,
I know, it's
dude.
amazing. It's amazing to have knowledge.
All this on our utility belt.
And we can do it. We have credibility. Oh my god.
Our street cred increases with each episode.
Just wait until we can do the Drake episode, and then we can really do plotting on the low.
You know when in GTA when you finish like a race or something and the XP bar at the top?
XP bar. Yes.
That's the end of every discography disc.
Except for us, it's that one video of the. It's after the heist, and it's like potential take, and it's in the millions, and he gets like 8,000. That video is fucking amazing.
We're not taking.
Yes, dude. Call us Robin.
Great song. What is your number one?
I know you're curious now because I did the big one.
I'm so curious. You teased a little bit with this one.
You like that, don't you?
I do.
My number one is Lost in the World.
Let's go!
Is that your number one?
Based. It's not, but it was in my top 3 first listen.
Dude, Lost in the World, I elevated. Call me Kendrick because I'd be levitating when this song plays. Like,
you rocking with the Bon Iver part?
Yes. Yes. Is that how you pronounce it?
Apparently.
I was gonna pronounce it.
Bon Iver.
Bon Iver, yeah.
That's hard though. Why doesn't he say it like that?
Bon Iver.
Bon Iver.
Make it one word. Like, oh no, Phil Rida does too.
It's the Kiz Niver sequel, Bon Iver.
Okay, intermission real quick. Flo Rida is genuinely the most genius name I've ever come up. Anyone's ever come up with.
For, like
because
the double
it's Florida. And no, it's triple almost.
It's triple because
it's Florida.
Flo operates as a name.
Yeah, Flo and then Flo Rida.
Rider class.
Yeah, he's Rider class. That's genius though. That's actually.
Was that the best thing he did? Did he peak right there?
And he has unlimited bangers too.
He peaked with My House.
Unlimited banger work. No. He bottomed out with
trailer
My House.
songs.
He bottomed out with My House.
Dun.
Epic.
Nailed it.
Yes.
That was awkward. He's right behind me, isn't he?
Heads up, 12 o'clock.
They fly now.
Yes.
Anyways, Lost in the World based ass
Lost in the World is fucking. It's such a banger. It's like I get behind it. This is almost an 808 track, almost.
Yes.
In my opinion, but it fits on this because it's kind of in like when they're wrapping up the album. It's the second to last track.
Yeah.
But my God, dude, it's so powerful. And this, it's like, I almost want them to just keep going longer.
Oh, you wanted this one, and because I mean, how long is the song? Like 4 minutes?
4 or 5 minutes, yeah.
Damn.
And
yeah, you could.
4 minutes is kind of when it starts to get like a little long. 5 minutes is, that's it better be good. And this song,
it better be
yeah, and his rap segment on it, which doesn't even last that long. It's like a minute. That's a banger.
Yep.
And then there's this part where they're playing the overhead chorus, and then some like mini choir comes in and they start like repeating it but in like a different kind of like cadence or whatever. God, this song's a banger.
Song got me coming on the low, dude. Yeah, it's such a good closer, and the way it flows into Who Will Survive in America is like
Who Will Survive in America is one of like the greatest not the greatest, but it's like it's a really good closing song.
It is, but you know what it reminds me of? Like every time I hear it and like Lost in the World transitions into it, I think of like it's like the end of a movie and Spider-Man's like fucking swinging around New York.
Oh, absolutely. Well, they used I don't know if it was where Who Will Survive in America came from, but they used what's his name, Gil Scott-Heron.
Yeah.
They used one of his tracks in the Black Panther trailer. And
Oh,
the
okay.
revolution will not be televised. No, that's the name of the track. But
Yes.
which that song in and of itself is a banger without the remix. But yeah,
Remix.
yeah, it does flow perfectly into the end. It's
That's a
just a banger.
base ass pick. My number one is All the Lights. Contender. I want to hear that on your speakers.
No, I'm sure it's horrible. We'll be playing that on the phone speaker.
I, this may be the best Kanye song.
Let's fucking
I
go.
it went like this feels like the fucking climax of like everything that Kanye has done up to this point.
It's a
Like
culmination song.
it's like all the features work so well. I mean, yeah, you're right. Kanye's rapping is like not even that's not even a factor when I just think musically this song is
Yeah.
fucking amazing. Like the beat and the you're right, the background music and like everything just feels so like
It gets you hype.
yeah, hype, like everything feels boosted to the fucking max. And like the thing about this album is it doesn't really let you like it doesn't give you a moment to breathe for the first half, other than All the Lights interlude. But like you got Power, All of the Lights, and then Monster. Like that's like
Right.
such an aggressive
That's a
trio,
big trio.
and
That's the big three.
I think that's why people that may be part of why people rate this album so highly is like that stretch of tracks is just
Yeah.
it's amazing. But I don't know, I fucking love the song, and I'm glad the version with Lil Wayne and Drake's verses were not put out. Very much so.
Interesting. Interesting blend there.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
All right.
Okay, so I want to before we actually stop, what features did you not like particularly like on this album? Or
Any
like
Rick Ross, the Pusha
you're
T
no, you're fucking high. Rick
was
Ross
not
on Devil in a New Dress, he literally saves that song.
false. False. Um,
Okay, Pusha T
I think
on Runaway.
if I can remember, hold on, let me. Hold on. Oh, actually, he was fine on that. I think the John Legend one is kind of out of place, and him saying "fuck"
Yeah,
is a little bit weird. He doesn't
that's
say a fuck.
unsettling.
He's not a fuck guy. That's like the Weeknd saying the N word. It just doesn't happen.
What the heck?
Except the Weeknd
That
does say the N word, and one of the songs on my
that is
playlist.
also that is very unsettling as well.
That
Anytime he says
is
that.
that it. Um,
It.
I think on Gorgeous, I wasn't 100% with Raekwon.
Raekwon?
If I can remember correctly. I guess it was fine. It's just it's so unsettling to see. And then I remember So Appalled I didn't like in general. It's just so unsettling to see that many artists.
But it's also, I mean, it had also from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, like before that, it had been a while since there was like a solid
Mm,
catalog of rapped features because
yeah.
Graduation didn't have that many features. 808's only like solid rap feature it had was Jeezy on Amazing, but like
Oh, we
it
haven't
was
been doing the
Kanye.
features.
Oh, I don't care anymore.
Okay,
But
fair enough. I don't care either.
we don't care what people say.
We don't.
By the way, I forgot. I just this always slips my mind, but 808s and Heartbreak, Kanye's first clean album,
It is. Yeah, I was appalled by that.
was too. But because I
Very
mean,
odd.
ultimately he wanted that to be more of a pop album than a rap album. But
I would like to see Kanye truly do a pop. He can't anymore. I don't think he has it in him. But
he has to do something with off the meds energy
before he needed the meds energy, probably.
now.
Although 808s, I guess, was when he desperately started to need them.
Yeah.
Um,
So I
but
mean,
yeah,
that's my beautiful dark twisted fantasy. Now,
don't let him into
maybe
his zone.
maybe. Oh fuck! I forgot about Watch the Throne. All right.
Oh, don't you forget. Don't you
Okay.
forget. But
Watch the
yes, what
Throne.
you were about to say about the next album was correct.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
all right. Watch the Throne. What do you have this
See
at?
the glance at the chair.
Glance at the chair. Have a look at the seat.
Take a gander.
Take a gander at the seating device.
Watch the Throne is number 12. It's at the bottom. I don't like it.
It's number 11 for me.
What is at the
However,
bottom? What is at the bottom?
however, I kind of wish
What
I
was
would have put this higher, honestly.
what was he cooking? What?
I kind of wish I would have put this higher.
No, stop.
But
And
okay,
stop this. This is dangerous.
there was stuff from this that I was able to vibe with.
Okay.
But the stuff that I wasn't, I was just like, I don't fucking care. It wasn't even just like, man, whatever. It's just like, but I don't want to call it bad. It was just like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, some people would be talking, and I'd be like, I don't care. Welcome
They just
to the
sound like they're
jungle.
kind of.
No,
They just kind of sound like they're having fun with it.
they are. I mean,
And
like this was. I mean, I feel like it's a cash grab album.
I mean, the question was probably asked so many times, like when are they going to do a collab album? And I mean, after coming off the high that it was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, or the perceived high, I guess Kanye was just like, all right, let's just make a cool ass record in Paris or in France with Jay-Z.
Did he do it in France?
Part of it was. Part of it, he actually started
bro, I think
recording.
Yeezus Sagisu.
Dude, Kanye X Shiro Sagisu.
He's been working with some Japanese people, apparently.
He has.
So, yeah, Shiro Sagisu spends half the year in France. Fun fact for everyone. I asked him myself.
He was very in tune with the opening of 3.0 plus 1.0 then.
I get. Do you think that legendary artists Kanye West and Shiro Sagisu were in the same place at the same time?
They've both probably, and I mean they both made songs with Paris in the title, so take with that what you will. Get ready. Watch the Throne. Shiro Sagisu cut.
I would. That'd be my favorite album of all time.
Best collab album.
Yes. But Watch the Throne. I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever listened to. It's just, it's a lot of it was so boring, and I just
honestly.
care.
And I listened to the deluxe version.
See, that I won't do. I almost listened to the Donda deluxe version.
It had 4 extra tracks on there. Yeah. One of them, the first one, Illest Motherfucker Alive, has, for some reason, it's 8 minutes long. About 3-4 minutes of it, complete silence. I have no idea why, but
that's raw.
That's the case. But like, I mean, a lot of them are just either generic Jay-Z / Kanye tracks, or they're just generic trap songs.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, a lot of this, it's kind of Kanye's first trap album, which makes sense because Chief Keef was getting popular at this time and he was popularizing the genre.
Bro,
but
we know Chief.
Let's get into the top 3.
All right. My number 3.
Are these default picks?
2 of them are. We know what my number one is.
I mean, we already know what our number ones are.
Yeah. My number 3 was Liftoff.
Oh, the Beyonce song.
I just liked it because of Beyonce. It was a nice kind of change of pace before the pace began.
Before it even began.
This was the number 2 track, I think. The second track, I should say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it was fine. There was a good chorus from what I remember.
My number 3 is the Black Adam trailer song "Murder to Excellence."
Na, 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 na. I wanted to like that song because it's Black Adam, but I couldn't bring myself to. But I probably should have.
It's one of the more conscious songs on the album, and you know it talks about how it talks about black on black violence. Literally, the chorus is black on black murder, which I think is actually delivered okay by Kanye. But you know, the instrumental's decent. It's a good song, I think. But
yeah.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 was "That's My Bitch."
No.
I really don't remember how the song goes, but I know that I put it at number 2 for a reason. So.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go back and listen to any more of this album than I need to.
Yeah, honestly, my number 2 is "Gotta Have It."
Gotta.
It's a trap banger. It has Kid Cudi humming over it, which is one of the only reasons I actually like it. Kanye and Jay-Z go hard.
He is a humming man. He would.
He
hum.
is. That's what he does. That's what he does. His hums are iconic.
Oh, we'll get to the humming. We'll get to the humming tracks later.
The common tracks.
Humming on the low.
Humming on the low.
Yes.
He probably
a powerful collab.
That is.
Humming and coming.
Humming and coming. Is that our collab album?
Yes. Who's humming and who's coming?
Oh, I'm coming. Come on.
We
already established this, but It was written. Uh, so that's my number 2, and our number 1 is Ninjas in Paris. But
Was what?
Ninjas in Paris.
What was who was in Paris?
Say what?
Damn it! I was trying to get you to slip up real quick.
I'm not. Come on.
I think that's your job. I'll be
game.
coming on.
This is my domain. You understand?
You understand?
I mean, it's popular for a reason. The beat goes. Kanye and Jay-Z.
This is a good song.
Off.
I will say.
I really like the
song.
It's just an auto pick.
Although I will kind of say the second Will Ferrell sample, kind of takes me out of it for a second.
Really?
Yeah, where he's like, "Don't even know what that means."
It's provocative.
Provocative gets people going.
Blades of Glory.
I'll have to watch that movie at some point.
Yeah,
but not to say that it's bad, but it takes me they're building it up and then it's just Will Ferrell.
Don't let me into my zone.
Dude, that's a trailer track. You want to use a trailer? That's powerful, dude. Put that over put that over the Flash. Yeah, put that over the Flash reversing time in the Snyder Cut or something.
The Snyder Cut.
Yeah, he won't be reversing no more time anymore.
Yeah, ever since that episode where we covered Ezra Miller, nothing has changed, ladies and gentlemen. So
when did we do that?
It was a couple episodes ago, I think. I don't know.
Lamar or something like that.
Moving on to Yeezus, one of the most polarizing Kanye albums.
This album was my number 12. This album's fucking bad.
See, I was once a young man too.
No.
Let me finish.
And you still.
Caden, this is the journey. You don't see it yet, but this is the journey that every Kanye fan takes. This
album is fucking bad.
This album is really good, and I have it at where do I have it? I have it at number 4.
You
listen. This shit. I mean, you just didn't vibe with it? Is that like?
It sounded atrocious for most of it.
Caden's not very experimental, ladies and gentlemen. He's not with that.
No, I'm not. You stick to it. You stick to it.
Caden wants to stick to a sound.
You stick to a sound. Kanye, specifically Kanye, you stick to a sound.
I think it was very intentional though, because he wanted to make a fucked up sounding album that no one was immediately gonna like. And I don't know. So you don't like this album. Is this a Section 80 situation?
Yeah, this would be the closest thing to Section 80.
I mean, like, you didn't have a top 3.
No, I forced myself to make a top 3. Although I will say my top 2, I don't remember what my number 3 sounds like. But my top 2 songs I think were decent.
I think it's interesting because it's it's such a sparse Kanye album lyrically that it's kind of hard to interpret if like what he's doing with the lyrics. I mean,
yeah.
It may very well be as surface value as he as he presents it, but
yeah.
I think like the sound is interesting enough to sort of carry those sparser lyrics. But what's your number 3?
My number 3 is I Am a God.
Okay.
Which
I like the song.
I kind of remember. I feel like it was more about the message because I remember him saying in the documentary, which up to this point I hadn't watched, but I remember him saying in the documentary that he was like, I ought to make a song called I Am a God. And
foreshadowing.
And he was like, they want me to make a song called I Am a.
What?
Silence.
Good response. He's learning.
Yes.
He's adapting.
Here, I'll make a censor for you. They want me to make a song called "I Am a Ninja."
I thought you were gonna say.
Just straight up.
That was believable. Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think it's the funniest track on the album.
What's funny is I don't think it's meant to be the funniest.
I don't know. I think he's a little bit humorous on this. I don't know. Maybe we should read differently into it.
Could be a bit comical. Maybe a bit whimsical.
Perhaps a bit. Perhaps a bit enchanted, a little bit in touch with mysticalities.
Yes, of course.
With the prestige materials
The
and all.
prestige, the mystic arts, bro. The prestige,
The mid-stige
the
materials.
mid-stage materials is fucking alright. Fuck the prestige. That movie's mid as hell. That's my favorite movie.
Check out his
That's
letterbox.
my favorite movie, ladies and gentlemen.
He has it alongside Ava and Fate, so that's how you know.
Behind 3.0 plus one. What do you think Nolan would think about Fate? I think Nolan would
Um,
would love Evangelion, but he'd think that Fate was
Memento era Nolan. I don't think he'd fuck with it, but Tenet era Nolan.
That's true, actually. Tenet
Different
is the
story.
closest thing we'll ever get to a Nolan Fate. The protagonist. What does he say? He says that he's the main character.
He is.
He is.
What? Okay, so my number 3 is Black Skinhead. This is a trailer song. Has this been used for a trailer? I find it hard to believe that it hasn't.
I feel like I vaguely remember it having been in the trailer
somewhere, but I don't know. Kanye is. I mean, on this and on site, I really like he. This is the album. He goes the hardest on this album. Not in terms of his raps or his lyrics, but like in terms of the energy he brings. Other than that one part on Facts Charlie Heat version, he.
Oh.
He didn't even think of that.
Yes.
But he's going so hard on here. I think I really like the rough instrumental. I think the build up and the chorus is fucking phenomenal. I love this song. I don't know. I've always loved this song, but it hit this time. So, what do you got at number 2?
My number 2 is Bound 2.
Of course.
Of course. The thing is, I've never heard any song off this album all the way through.
Yeah.
The sample is good. I thought that his rapping was kind of lackluster, honestly. Not that it was bad. It was just like,
again, I don't know. I give him the benefit of the doubt on this album for some reason. I don't know why.
That's fair. I mean, it's not, but you know. Yeah,
Foul play.
Yeah, this I mean, this song it's listenable.
I like this song. Everybody likes the sample, but I like the random part where it stops and it's like the guy starts singing.
I hate that part.
There are 2 types of people in this world.
Yes.
My number 2 is On Site. And
On Site.
Fuck, and this may include you. Fuck anyone who thinks that little part with the choir children singing is better than the rest of the song. The rest of the song is hard, ladies and gentlemen. The weird ass laser sound. It's so
wait,
it's so good.
Is this the first song?
Yeah.
This is his worst track by far.
How did you get How did you get the bass Kanye card and then you had it revoked in the same episode? What the fuck is wrong? Okay. I can't convince you. I love the energy on this track. I love the weird ass robot shit on this track.
Look.
Wait, I know why you don't like this song. You don't fucking like Death Grips, and this is a Death Grips song.
I don't like Death Grips.
We solved it.
Oh.
We solved it.
Hold on. I need to get this. I need to capture this.
What's going on? What's happening?
I'll show you after. But you keep going.
I mean, that's all I had to say. But you got fucking, I don't know, and it's the most aggressive album opener that Kanye has, and I love that because of how raw and fucking rough and I mean almost unfinished this album sounds. I don't know. I think it really is a good intro from Watch the Throne, which is one of his most generic sounding albums, to this shit.
Alright, that's fair. My number 1 is Black Skinhead.
Okay. It's the most immediately
grabbing, probably
listenable and grabbing songs.
Album, but
no, this album.
This album got its death grips on you. I'll tell you that much.
It's the host scaring album, famously.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot to say about it. It's just
God.
Wow.
My number 1 is Guilt Trip, which is I think is an underrated track in the Kanye fan base. It's the most pew pew kind of stuff song on this album.
No, that would be Here Comes the Sun.
The
For
cover.
those of you who get my reference, you're a bassist.
Here comes the sun.
Do they do a cover of that? Surely.
That's a cover, and it's like it's a woman. Can you imagine?
Oh.
This is where I inherit this misogyny role. Wait, I'm not sure who it was.
Oh, well, she's the one who plays Vanessa on that movie.
Iconic character.
I genuinely think that movie is a 9 out of 10 at least. That's not a joke.
Can we watch it next time we come over?
Absolutely. I mean, we did that one time.
I've been proposing this for years, and you're like, but we watched it that one time.
Because we watched it that one time, and I was falling asleep, and I was like, please turn this shit off. And you were
Come
like,
on, bro. You didn't
grow up the B movie. It's on Netflix now.
You didn't grow up with the TV on, fool?
No, my parents didn't let me.
Oh, lights down.
Lights out. Daddy's not home.
Lights down for you.
No, not even. I mean, it's not that they didn't let me, but they were like, that probably don't do that. That wastes a lot of energy. It's not like we were strapped for money. They were just like, it's kind of a waste of money.
They're frugal.
Yes.
Next week, anyways, Guilt Trip, Pew Pew. I really like the strings on this one. It kind of harkens back to the 808 sound. And Kid Cudi, you know, he's singing his heart out. And Kanye says Baka on this song. So it's like, what else?
Harken back.
What else do you need? And he references Shaba as well. So.
India.
Where does Shaba rank?
Where does Shaba rank, dude? Where does that song?
You know what was he cooking font? I need where does Shaba rank in that font next to a picture of him.
I'll make that. I can get you on that real quick.
Where does Shaba rank?
I can get you on that real quick.
So that's Yeezus. Oh god, that really disappoints me. But I mean,
oh god, you fucking suck, Caden.
Yeah, oh man.
Man, I don't think we could do this podcast anymore.
I mean, I guess I understand. I do understand it. It's not like this is a college dropout where I'd be like, okay, let's calm down. Like,
this is the beginning of our NFR arc.
Little bro, I hit all the weak points in your arguments.
Bro, yeah, that was the ultimate counter.
That was wrong.
That was a.
Are they brothers? Are they brothers?
No, dude. Chipmunk can knock off Drake.
Absolutely does look like a chipmunk.
I'm sorry, dude. His face looks like when you use the pinch thing in Photoshop. Yeah.
Clip this. Put this on our shorts.
What do you think about that, buddy?
We're doing YouTube
we need to start making shorts real quick if we want to blow up.
And word compilation from Caden.
Yes. Get it? It's just the same bleep noise for a minute.
Oh. Okay. Next album. After that, we have The Life of Pablo.
Bro thinks he's cool because he uses the same nickname that Paul Walker did.
What do you mean?
Pablo was Paul Walker's nickname first.
Was that?
Yeah, that's what Vin Diesel calls him in all the videos now. It's like, Pablo, I love you, brother.
That's weird, but...
No, it ain't.
It's very weird.
But Kanye coming out here thinking he's a saint, adding that on.
This is another sort of... Well, it's not divisive. I think people like it by and large.
Well, no, you go ahead.
Some people have this at the top. Some people have it near the bottom. So.
I think this album has the capacity to be the most mainstream.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
But the weird... Yeah, go continue.
Well, I was just about to say I was going to reveal my ranking, but...
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I have it at number 4, and honestly,
okay.
I think that the mainstream thing fits. Again, this is a style that I was like, okay, he's settled.
Right.
Or you think he is, but he's not. But and I would not mind this being his settled style, even though this album doesn't even have a set style. It just has that vibe that just kind of clicks with me.
I agree. It has that sort of consistent inconsistency. It's a very messy album, but it does have that sort of like same energy weirdly radiating throughout. And
yeah,
I think part of it was, the fucked up rollout that this album had. This brought up the discussion of when is an album actually finished? Because Kanye put out, so he had the Madison Square Garden preview.
Okay, I was just gonna ask about that. Is that Travis that I'm seeing there?
Which one?
At the Madison Square Garden
I don't
thing.
remember seeing
Is
Travis.
he a producer on this?
No, but he was supposed to be on FML. That's the only connection I have with.
Replace?
No.
Just
With Abel,
on? Okay.
he's
Okay.
just on it. But if I can remember from Genius that Pusha T was there. I saw Big Sean. I saw 2 Chainz in the back. I think.
Add this to the Caden Racist compilation.
I is that Travi?
Is that Travis? And there's a picture, and Travis is nowhere to be found.
There's a red circle
Yeah, I was about to say. Add a red
of an
circle
empty
and
spot.
then. No, what's a fucking fish picture? And it looks like he looks like the fish, the very skinny fish.
He is commonly mistaken for ASAP Rocky, so it's not like
Okay, I will say he looks a lot like ASAP Rocky.
He does, but he gets pissed
But
when
then
people say that. He's like,
then you get
"Fucking
a
stop!"
picture, you get a picture of the side by side, and they look nothing alike.
Julius has joined in on the racism.
Oh.
But the rollout for this album was completely fucked. Like he updated that he released this album. He released this album. Daddy's home.
I heard that. Auditory mic adjustment.
He had a track list with, I guess, unannounced potential collaborators on the album. So here's the list.
Oh, the investors.
He was supposed Earl Sweatshirt.
No.
Tyler the Creator.
Maybe. Actually, what year was this? 2014. When did Cherry Bomb come out?
2016. Cherry Bomb came out 2015, I want to say.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, okay, but 2016 was closer to Flower Boy than it was to Cherry Bomb.
All right, that's fair. Yes, then.
And I will say, Tyler did a fucking banging version of Freestyle 4 on YouTube. It's called What the Fuck Right Now.
No.
You know, it's a banger. And ASAP Rocky's in the video. He doesn't rap, but
what's ASAP doing with that? That's a dangerous pairing.
He just says pause. That's all he says in the song. In the beginning of the song, he shouts out Tyler and everything. But anyways, you got Tyler. You got Diddy was supposed to be. Maybe he was gonna be a producer.
Puff?
I don't know. Puff Daddy. Yeah.
Is he still in the game?
Yeah. ASAP Rocky.
Yep.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Oh.
Okay, come on. That would go hard. Drake.
Yep.
Okay, well, you fucking suck Drake's cock, so we know how that was gonna go.
Gladly.
And
give me that, Aubrey. Give me that graham cracker.
Whoop Aubrey and they Graham right now.
Whoop Jimmy and they Brooks right now.
Whoop Jimmy and they Cooks right now. And the last. Well, I mean, I just put the people that you knew or that were of note on here, but Zoe Kravitz, I don't know in what capacity she would have been on the album. Was
this trying to fuck Jaden Smith era?
I think so.
Bro, this was probably right around that time.
Maybe Zoe Kravitz was gonna have a skit or something. I don't know if she sings or anything like that.
As we know from
but
the Divergent series, she is one of the greatest actors of our generation. So
she's so short though. Like I just remember thinking anytime she was on screen in those movies, I was like, you are tiny. Yeah. But so Kanye, the critics were like, when is an album finished? When is an album really finished? And Kanye was like, nothing's ever done.
Daddy's not gone.
Fade was actually the last track on the album, but then Saint Pablo was subsequently added. So
that's good. Saint Pablo is a strong closer.
That's true. It's a Drake-esque closer. Yes. But
all right, what's your rating?
It's the media song.
Yeah, that's true. What's your rating? You didn't give it yet.
My ranking is number 6.
Okay.
This was the one that was fighting for the College Dropout spot, but I just think College Dropout is a more solid, like.
What did you put College Dropout at? 5?
5.
So we haven't gotten to your number 1 yet.
No, we did 808s.
Oh, that's right.
Number 2. We're missing number 2.
Number 2. Okay. That's a question. If we got so far.
What was he cooking?
I know what you put at number 2. That's based.
Okay, well, let's see. Yeah. All right. Let's get into our top 3.
All right. My number 3. FML.
Based.
I will say there was another spot. There was another song that was. Wait, what? What did you just say?
Said bass.
What? A
This
rare
was my
Abel
number one.
W?
This was my number one Life of Pablo song for a little while, but
Really?
this is a this is a rare Abel W.
Well, I'm gonna get crucified when you realize what this replaced, and I think you know.
Wait, what did it replace?
No more parties in LA.
No, I'm actually kind of tired of that
That puts
song.
in the top four. Yes,
Um,
that's not Kendrick's strongest.
I think he does really well at sort of playing the role that Kanye, because it was originally Pusha T, which, oh
Thank
god,
God.
thank God. I love Pusha T, but I don't know if he could have pulled that off.
It's pushing P.
Kendrick Kendrick gives a really good performance on that song, but like it's kind of long. I think Kanye is actually better than Kendrick, but it doesn't really matter because Kendrick wrote Kanye's part too. So
he did. That's true. Kendrick's a ghostwriter.
he
As
is.
proved by that one single that was mid as hell.
What single?
The one in like 2013.
By Kendrick?
Yeah, I think Paul McCartney's on that one too.
And Kanye?
No, Kanye's not on it, but he wrote.
Oh.
And it was a single. It wasn't on an album.
Oh.
Now I have to hold on. Now I have to find
FML.
it.
Fuck my life.
Fuck
my life / for
all
my
day.
lady.
All day is what it is.
Oh yeah, all day. I like all day.
But is that what it is? I thought it was fuck my life.
It's two pronged. It's for because he says for my lady a lot in the first half of the song, but then the second part of the song it's fuck my life. So fun little trivia.
I think that the build up to the Weeknd's verse is a little long.
Yeah, that's what I noticed this time. Is I gave it a lot of credit before for that intro, but now I'm like, all right, let's speed it up, Kanye.
Yeah. But it's I mean, it's solid. The Weeknd goes off on this song. It's a core. I think that the Weeknd doesn't what's the term?
Extend?
He doesn't extend his stay too much.
Yeah. No, I think he's perfect on the song.
I think right where he's at the chorus, don't give him a verse on this song. I don't think it's necessary. He don't deserve it.
No.
But
stay on the chorus singing, boy.
Yeah, this is the most calm I've heard Kanye in a while.
That's true. But then he starts to go off a little bit when he gets off the Lexapro, as he says.
Yes.
Especially when I'm off the Lexapro.
Episode in Mexico.
Foreshadowing his future album, Off the Meds.
Yes. There's some Demon Time lyrics on this song, I will just say that. But yeah, it was solid.
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
My top 3 is actually very weird. Here's the thing. My top 3 probably changes with every listen to, each album. But, like, my top 3 is so weird this time.
Okay.
My number 3 is Facts Charlie Heat version.
That's my number 2.
Let's based as fuck. I don't see anyone talking about this song.
This song
partly
is
because
genius.
it feels like something he put out on like SoundCloud randomly and not like on an album. True. But it hits.
It doesn't fit in this album, but I don't even care.
No. Yeah, I don't care, honestly.
Just it's blatantly ripping off Jumpman. I love it because it's debatably better than Jumpman. I like Jumpman a lot.
It is.
Not a big fan of Future. But man, dude, what's that album called?
What a Time to Be Alive.
What a Time to Be Alive is the Drake equivalent of Watch the Throne.
Yep.
Holy shit.
And they even kind of have similar album covers.
Yes.
They thought they were doing something.
The textured album cover.
I will say, hey, I will say it. What a Time to Be Alive is better than Watch the Throne.
I haven't listened to all of it. I haven't listened to any of it other than Drumman.
It's got bangers. It's got bangers. But
Charlie, I mean, okay.
Okay, what about the non-Charlie Heat version? Where is that?
I was about to say, where is that? Yeah, I mean, he has some bars on this song. If Nike didn't have me, or if Nike ain't have Drizzy, then they wouldn't have nothing.
Bars like, does anybody feel bad for Bill Cosby?
Yes, that's a great
Which is possibly the most Kanye line I've ever heard in my life.
Just let me inject this little bit of... Do y'all get the message?
I get the message!
That's the most Demon Time Kanye's ever been on.
I think that's what I'll put at the end of the preview. The preview of the X episode.
Okay, I like that.
No, this is a banger though.
Revealing to everyone we haven't even gotten around to editing the X episode yet.
We're going fast, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I like both beats. I think both beats are hard. Charlie Heat did his thing on here. And yeah, Great song. What's your number one?
You haven't done your number two.
No, that wasn't. Oh yeah, you're right. My number two.
Yes. I
I
took your
would have
entry.
never in a million years thought this would end up on any top 3 list that I had for Life of Pablo, but
No.
Feedback.
Oh, okay.
This is the one where it like literally samples like feedback. Well, it doesn't sample. They just use microphone feedback,
Oh,
and
okay.
it slaps. Like the beat goes hard. It feels like the song where I mean Kanye literally tells like the fucking listeners fucking wake up. I'm back, bitches. Like
Yeah. I
I
remember this album was really
think it's a great
creative in
song
the sound. The sound
for
design
sure, for
was
sure,
creative in my opinion.
but not off-putting or atrocious or as atrocious sounding as Yeezus.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Fuck
that
me.
balance of like mainstream and experimental, like
Yeah.
kind of.
In my
I
opinion.
think
I
I
think
think
so.
that's why it's so loved, honestly. But
Yeah.
uh, number
Number one
one,
is Father Stretch My Hands.
yeah, this is another 10 out of 10 Kanye song in my opinion. Just
Because
like
well, this is one that I had never heard all the way through.
yeah,
Is this your number one?
yes,
Yeah. Okay. So this is one that I've never heard all the way through, and then I was listening to it on the first one, and this is like it. I think it has the power that All of the Lights has, but
yes.
like in my opinion, even more so. When that
Oh,
when the Metro Boom. Okay. So did the Metro Boomin tag come from this song? Because the guy who starts singing immediately after is the same voice as the Metro Boomin tag,
I'm not sure.
unless they got
But you might be right. Yeah.
But I mean, the Metro Boomin tag and then the drop is so powerful. And
Dude,
I
that's
don't know,
why
what did they sample for that? Or I guess they didn't sample. They probably just got the guy in there.
for the chorus or
Yeah,
for no, that was yeah, that was just the guy. But
yeah,
like here's my thing about this song is like yeah once those fucking even the build up to the drop is
oh yeah,
honestly my favorite part. The fucking Mike Dean on the synths in the background and the build up is this is one of the biggest regrets that this is like I wish I could go back in time and see this shit.
yeah.
Ingenious when they dropped that shit at Madison Square
Dude,
Garden, that would
I
have been amazing to see live.
that's what I was thinking. I was listening to it and like just I had the biggest grin on my face
It
because I
was
was like,
amazing.
that must have been ridiculous to be there live. I would have fucking bust.
Nutted everywhere.
Yes.
Nutted in the square.
I like
Nutted in the garden, bro.
don't come on those leaves. Um,
Come on, leaves.
yeah, like when they played that and realized, I was like, you know, that must have been ear piercing, and it would have been amazing. It was crazy. Like,
Dude, like, fuck.
yeah, this song is
But it's interesting
ridiculous.
though. You know, the listening party. It looked like Ingenious. It looked like one of those. It definitely looked like a high point for Kanye. Like
Mm,
he's about to drop this like huge ass album. His life's looking pretty good. But then I think like the descent of Kanye comes like kind of after that. You know, where there's the
yeah,
part where he's talking about Trump on stage and everyone's like pissed at him. And this is when people started really turning their backs on him, to be honest. Although, you know, he was still
he
causing
was a
controversy
polarizing
even
figure.
before. Yeah, already with the Taylor Swift line on Famous and shit. But
Yeah, which
um,
I'd never seen the full clip. I didn't know what he said until I watched the doc.
the Taylor Swift clip.
Yeah, I didn't know what he had
Wow.
actually said.
And like, okay,
I knew that he interrupted her, but I didn't know he straight disrespected her.
yeah, I guess. Is it? No. Okay, I'll stop.
All right, all right. Stop before you say something racist.
No. Okay. No. Stop before I say something horny.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh.
No. I the song is fucking amazing, and
Yeah.
it's. I mean, the album's really good throughout, but I think it definitely peaks right here, like in terms of, and it's like an intro track, and you're right, it has that sort of same maximalist sound that All the Lights does,
Yep.
and the fucking. I mean, people gripe about the bleached asshole line. I don't really care
It's
about it.
Kanye, dude. That's the
It
most Kanye
is,
line. Like,
and it's weird that he says that because this is supposed to be a hip hop gospel album, and I'm like, what
oh.
what's that doing there? But
Hey, bud. Also, it's funny
uh,
that he was talking about fucking models when he was, well, I guess it could have been in reference to Kim,
it
but
could have been her.
he got married to Kim in 2014.
They was down in Tribeca.
Were they down? Can someone fact check that?
Did
Were they?
somebody
Was it him that was down in Tribeca?
was it, or was it Amber Rose?
No.
No, no, no.
Darkland demo tapes.
Sandra's Rose.
Darkland.
Walking, walking among mortal men in godly form.
That's a goated line. um, yeah.
We're not there yet though. Life of Pablo,
It's
solid
a
album.
it's a good album. Yeah.
It's no longer my favorite Kanye album. Well, I don't know. It could honestly change. It changes with each listen, but you know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Good album.
All right. Moving on to Yay.
Moving on to what Kanye refers to as his superhero rehabilitation. This and Kids See Ghosts.
What?
So this album is actually technically part of a series.
Stop it.
So it's part of a series of albums known as the Wyoming Sessions, which
That's hard as fuck though.
are
That's so hard.
they're 7 song. They're all 7 songs. 7-song albums by the Good Music label. It started with Daytona by Pusha T, which is a great album, where he famously began his beef with Drake.
Yes.
And then there was this. Then there was Kids See Ghosts. Then there was Nas's Nasir, and finally there's Tiana Taylor's KTSE. I didn't know it was part of a series though, but I guess this was sort of a transitionary period for Kanye too, because when he would talk about Yandhi, he said that like I said,
fucking Yandhi.
Yay and Kids See Ghosts were his superhero rehabilitation albums.
What does that mean?
His words, not mine. And that Yandhi would be the first full Ye album in a while, which is kind of disappointing when I Yandhi.
Oh, okay, Yandhi.
Yandhi would be the first one, but
what's the one with 80 in its name?
80 Degrees.
Yeah, 80 Degrees. I'm gonna have to give that a listen.
OG Hurricane.
Yes, OG Hurricane is debate. Wow, no,
they're different.
They're different, but they're on the same level in my opinion.
So, yeah, this was the first Kanye product of the Wyoming Sessions. Where do you have this?
This is at 9.
Okay.
The issue with this is I was listening to it and I was like, yeah, okay, it's decent. And I was gonna put it higher, but it lacked something in my mind, and it wasn't 100% there.
It's only 7 songs.
Yeah. And I mean, not even the track list. Like, there was just something about the sound that was like, it felt like if he was to add, and I don't know what it would be, but if he added something else, it would make this album, in my opinion. I just think it's not there yet.
There's an element. I think there's an element of. I'm pretty sure I read after the the TMZ controversy, and the slavery was a choice controversy, that he actually redid the album. And this is a very rough album because they stopped working on it like literally the day before it was released. So it is definitely a rougher album, but I fucking love this album. It was actually my number 1 for a little while, but it's my it's my number 2. Okay, I think this album would be way better if there were you're right, a few more elements added and a few more tracks, just a couple, maybe a couple more, maybe make it feel a little more like a full-length album. But I mean, I really like every song on here. I think it paints a nice picture of, not nice, but it paints an interesting picture of Kanye's mindset in such a turbulent time of controversy that he didn't necessarily have on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's almost like the opposite of it, where he hasn't necessarily spent 5,000 hours in a recording studio in Hawaii with a bunch of different artists. He just sort of made this like almost fucking haphazardly, but like I don't know. I think I really like that about it. But let's get into the top 3.
All right. Well, my number 3 is No Mistakes.
Okay.
I don't have a ton to say about this track. I mean, it sounded good. You know.
It did.
Yeah.
Or it does.
Yes.
I like the line, "I don't take advice from people less successful than me."
Yes, dude. He dropped some lines on this album.
I think when I tend to think of this album, I think of it as Kanye at a very vulnerable place,
Yeah.
but he still retains his ego. Like, he always has at least one ego-driven song on each album,
Oh,
if you
of
notice.
course.
But
I'm a god.
yeah, my number 3 is "Wouldn't Leave,"
Mm.
which is, I don't know. There's just something so. For some reason, when Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign collaborate, I really fucking like it. Like,
Yeah.
I think Ty Dolla $ign's voice really works on like the music that Kanye generally selects, and I think I don't know, it's kind of a touching tribute to his wife, even though she did end up leaving.
Of course, of course.
I think the instrumental is really pleasant and a little bit whimsical almost, but
Yeah.
I really like the piano on here. Like, I really like everything about this track.
Okay.
What do you got
Fair.
number 2?
My number 2 is I Thought About Killing You.
That's my number 2 as well.
No, that's just my statement.
What?
I thought about killing you.
Luckily, we're not doing this live.
Yeah, luckily this is not a live episode.
Caden when Julius is on demon time.
Yes, dude. Call me off the Lexa, bro.
Cue the instrumental as soon as I say something out of pocket.
Yes.
Just let it all out. Just to see how it feels.
This isn't even really a song, as much as it is
spoken
just,
word.
Yeah, it's kind of a statement to me.
Until the second half.
Yeah, I'm kind of realizing now it gave me kind of the same vibes as Gil Scott-Heron and his thing. Although obviously
he's become Gil Scott-Heron.
That's what I'm thinking.
He's made it.
He's become. Is that the ultimate tier?
Maybe not as wise, but
bro, Gil Scott-Heron be dropping some bar. Hearing him say the N-word, that was incredible. I didn't think he had it in him. He probably said fuck too at some point, and I went crazy.
Oh, absolutely. He's talking about, America being, I don't know, America getting raped or something like that.
Rape and pillage a village of women and children, I think is what you're looking for.
Everybody knows I'm a motherfucking monster.
Anyone who watches this episode without context is gonna be
You're gonna get fucked.
Yeah, we're done for. But
this is the end.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just an interesting listen, just like hearing him talk about how he wants to kill me.
It's very immersive.
POV.
His most immersive song.
Yes.
You really feel like Kanye is threatening to take your life.
Yeah.
No, I think in a strange way this is his Mr. Morale, in that it almost feels like a therapy session at points, but it's a lot more abstract, and there's not as much of a arc necessarily because he has mental problems, and it's not so easy to work through those things. But I really like the song. I mean, I even like the second half where I think it's kind of portraying the bipolar energies that he has of like this introspective, more vulnerable side of himself, and then I'm fucking Kanye, and I got a sick trap beat. You want to hear it? And I don't know. I've always really liked this song, but
fair enough.
What's your number 1?
Violent Crimes. That's your number 1 too.
Oh, it's not.
What?
Ghost Town.
Get ready for part 2 then.
Oh hell yeah! All right, Violent Crimes.
Violent Crime. Okay, I will admit I was kind of taken aback when I realized he didn't write the song.
Yeah, it kind of sours it a little bit.
It still is, like, the message behind it. I'm sure he had some sort of process.
So, input. Yeah.
I mean, this is a great song. All around. This is again one of the Kanye songs that I've known for a long time. I mean, it just sounds great. It's very uplifting. For some reason, I always thought it was SZA who does the backing track. It's not.
I don't know who it is, but
it's some random person in Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh yeah, he's on there. See,
but I thought it was. I knew it was Ty Dolla $ign, but I thought it was SZA on there as well. But I mean, yeah, it's just it
I should have known.
Really nice.
I should have known because that was like Violent Crimes is one of my favorite Kanye songs in terms of its storytelling.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Absolutely.
oh, that makes sense. He didn't write it.
He
That's
dropped some of the
why.
hardest bars on there, though. I will say that.
Like what?
The same with the Facas. I beat his ass per I beat the charges.
Gaylord Fokker reference?
What? Is that his first name?
Yeah, yeah. That's Ben Stiller's first name is Gaylord.
Oh, I thought we were talking De Niro. It's like, no
No.
way Rob would let his character be named Gaylord.
Fucking, are you kidding me?
You kidding me? Although he's kind of funny in that movie.
He is.
Um, yeah. What's your number? Oh, your number one's Ghost Town.
Ghost Town, baby. Okay, this is considered to be one of Kanye's best songs. I
It's
don't
funny
know
because
if
I don't remember it.
I don't. It's no, I'm not even gonna try to remind you, but it's a little bit more of like a rock song almost
Okay.
than a rap song. Uh, Kanye and Cudi's like delivery, they're like their vocal performances are imperfect, but I think that like it's almost intentional, and I think the guitar's amazing. I love this shit where it's like, and nothing hurts anymore. I feel kind of free. Like I don't know, and it like Kanye's gone through so much in this sort of stratosphere of fame that like to hear him return. I mean, it's not him, but like to hear him return to this almost like childlike state where he doesn't have to worry about any shit like this was almost like a nice little moment. But it also kind of speaks to the dissociation that his mental illness can sometimes. He sometimes has to face that, but I don't know. I fucking love this song. So do a lot of other people. I don't know if it's his best though.
Okay, fair enough.
Yay!
Yay.
We're done with Yay. On to the next album from the Wyoming sessions.
The Wyoming sessions.
Children see apparitions.
Children do. Sometimes
Children view apparitions.
He says it in the song too.
Kids see ghosts sometimes. Spirit.
Yes. All right.
Where's this rank?
This is my number 5.
Okay.
I found myself genuinely enjoying this album, which is funny because this album was mainstream. So I told myself that I wasn't gonna like it. Then you know what? I actually did a lot. This is a well put pairing. Cudi and Kanye are honestly a good duo, even if
they
it
are
likely won't happen ever again.
Yeah, they're done. They're done, man.
I will say though, I'm able to vibe out more to Cudi than I am to Kanye, but I think he's just more of a vibey person.
I think Cudi has. Are you talking about the album or in general?
Both.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Cudi has more of a presence on this album than Kanye does, and this is my number 10. I don't dislike this album. It's just there's really not a song on this album where I'm like, that shit was really fucking good. They're all pretty good songs.
That's fair. What's crazy to me is, so Cudi is 38 right now, which means he probably would have been 34 or 33 when this album was being made.
Yeah.
Which is not much older than Kanye was when he made his first album.
That's true, actually.
About 5 years older. So
maybe Kanye saw a little bit of himself.
Well, he kind of discovered Cudi, I think.
He did, yeah. Well,
Cudi first signed to Good Music.
Yeah, Cudi had, Day and Night, and then Kanye was like, "Ayo, hop on 808s," and they'd been
so he did the good stuff before he met Kanye. The greatest tweet I've ever seen is Cudi trying to entertain the audience at the concert after performing Day and Night. No, I still got Pursuit of Happiness. That's when he's screwed.
Even still, though, yeah.
Yeah. How are you going to perform Pursuit of Happiness at a concert?
Oh, it's a pursuit.
Are we going to get MGMT and Rat-a-tat?
Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Cudi Montage, which has a hilarious name.
This, looking at the title, it could have been so many things, but I would not expect it to be what it was.
Yeah, I expected them to kind of joke around with that. They didn't.
Yeah.
Really. But I don't know. I mean, I don't have a ton to say about it. I mean, it's just a solid song.
It's solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my number 4. My number 3 is Fourth Dimension. It has that Snow White and the Seven Dwarves sample. Kanye has. I mean, I don't really love Kanye's
Is that what
rapping
that's
on here.
from?
No, I don't. I think it's from a song about Santa Claus, actually. But
It is. What's Santa bring or something?
Oh, but I don't know. Kanye's rap. It's just. I don't know. It's okay. It's the most rap-esque song on here, but I don't know. I'm just not into it. I like Cudi more, like again, than Kanye on this track. So
okay, that's fair. My number 2 is Reborn.
this is a loved one.
This song is great to me, but the issue I have, this is the song I was talking about. It's just a little too long.
Thank you, Jesus Christ.
It's a little bit too long.
He says the chorus about 20 times.
I love the song, and I think the chorus is fucking great, but it takes me out of it. I think he says it. He has to say it at least 5 times.
He says it so much.
And if they were to say it like once or twice less, it would really honestly be amazing. That'd probably be my number 1.
Absolutely. I think it's the longest song on the album, but not deservingly so, honestly. But my number 2, Feel the Love, the F9 song.
F9. Oh.
I just feel love.
Based as fuck, my dad.
Look. Why did they choose Ye songs for these kind of movies though? Like you got fucking Black Adam, F9. You know the ones.
Of course.
I like this song. I think Pusha T is solid on here. I like the
Pusha.
I don't know. I like the instrumentation on here. I think that's Kanye going.
I think like, so. That's also Kanye.
He was going crazy in Wyoming. That was off the meds behavior right there.
He's in Wyoming. Where else? Wyoming's the last fucking frontier. God damn.
That should be their motto. The last frontier.
Yes, dude. Wasn't that the name of one of the
Star Trek
Gambino songs? No, it was.
Yeah, it was like fucking
the last computer.
Venus, the last
Earth,
frontier,
last
some shit. He should have done a planets themed album, dude. That would have been hard.
Yeah, they did. Gustav Holst, bud.
Okay, no, I know. Gustav Holst goes hard. Okay, trust me. Mars Bringer of War. Okay, trust
Jupiter.
Me. Okay, Jupiter's going hard too. Okay, we got that. Oh wait, are we doing Gustav? Are we doing Holst next?
Yeah, 2-hour-long albums.
Hell yeah! No, I would gladly sit through the planets again.
Fool? No, we doing anyone. We doing Dvorak.
Bro, what kind of fucking
kind of whack ass Symphony?
Okay. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
One Piece. One Piece is real.
That's not what it's from.
Yes, it is.
What? What are you talking about?
It came from One Piece. Okay. Anywho.
What?
Look it up.
Oh, the clip. Yeah, I know the clip. I know that when they use it.
Oh, the peak. Anyways,
the mid.
I think the Feel the Love. If you're not committed to the.
Moving on.
Feel Love's good. What's your number 1?
No, you can say okay.
What? I was gonna say it in a Takashi voice.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You can't say it.
If you're not committed to the grind. Oh, excuse me. No. Consume peak before you speak.
Shut the fuck up. He misspoke.
Study peak before you speak.
My number 1 is Fourth Dimension.
Okay.
They go off on this song, in my opinion.
I'm in the wrong hole. I'm lost.
Yes.
What is that?
He found. I'm not gonna explain the anatomy of a woman.
Yeah, I'm not sure what an asshole is.
I don't know. They have like a really good flow, like on how they deliver, and there's something about that that's always grabbed me.
It's a train. It's a chugga choo choo train ass song.
A what?
Okay, you tried. No. You tried that. Get that ass back here. You tried that. It ain't work. Get that ass banned.
Get that ass banned. Dude, when we gonna get Low Tier God?
Dude, we would get fucked if Low Tier God came on here.
Well, either that or
he would fuck us up.
Low Tier God kind of That's racist.
No, it's like the intro to a song is like a low tier God speech or something. Like
No,
he's
he
giving
like
to a
vaguely
chatter.
gives me Cuddy vibes.
Here's another example.
Right, shut the fuck up.
Is that Travi?
Is that
Is that Cuddy?
So many clips from this episode. We need an editor so we can make a best of 2022 video.
Get ready, dude.
Are we gonna pay someone to do it? Scour through. This is
I'm
set
not
to be our
spending money on
longest
this
episode.
fucking podcast, dude.
This is set to be our longest episode, by the way.
Is
We'll
it?
add that. I'm not gonna tell you how long we've been recording.
No way.
But it will be probably our longest episode.
Let's fucking and it's the Kanye episode. Let's
It
go.
will easily be our longest episode with how much we still have to talk about.
Okay.
Do you know how long we've been recording for?
When did we start?
All right, so you don't.
Okay. I have no concept of when we started. So
time code reveal.
My number one is Free. Ghost Town Part 2.
No guy. Fuck you. You actually did it.
I feel free. Again, another godly Ty Dolla $ign feature. It's very liberating.
Sucking Ty's cock.
That's it. I'm riding Ty's meat, bro. Clip that.
Another clip.
So many. I guess on to the next album.
I guess so.
Jesus is king.
Speak for yourself, buddy. Is Jesus king?
He went from I am a god to Jesus is king.
You thought?
For a little bit.
Where do you have this ranked?
Okay, so here's the thing. I think this album is actually way overhated.
That's fair.
And I actually had it at a higher ranking originally. And this was actually like maybe even like top 8, top 7 Kanye albums for me. This is at number this is at number 10?
This is my number 10.
And okay, the only reason I say that, I actually think this is an enjoyable album, but the only reason I say this is because it is devoid of Kanye's personality.
That is true.
And that's what I hate about it, is like, I think it's like a thing where it's like Kanye.
Kanye. Let's fucking go. Let's get Gee in the studio. Who was the Kanye?
Bill Hader.
Oh, fuck me. Never mind. Of what's that show that he's in that everyone's sucking its cock? Barry.
Barry.
Barely.
Barely
is fucking.
Barely. I think it again. It might have been intentional, headass, that Kanye wanted to almost represent God more than himself. Like it's a selfless kind of album, but I don't fucking like that. The closest I think he gets to like his personality is on a few tracks here and there. Maybe like Closed on Sunday. It's kind of a funny song, Chick-fil-A. That's not very funny, but it's like it's intended to be. But
I honestly didn't even make the connection to Chick-fil-A. Does he say Chick-fil-A?
He says Closed on Sunday. You my Chick-fil-A. He says it right after.
Then I definitely did. Man,
but I do
good right about now.
I do like this album though. I don't get it twisted. People shit on this album.
Mine?
I don't. We're getting to him.
He fucking dead.
Okay. But yeah, what do you think of this album?
This is the closest thing to a corporate sanctioned, non-corporate sanctioned album.
No, this is a Jesus sanctioned album. This is a God sanctioned album.
God sanctioned this. God knew.
I mean, he probably thinks God like told him to make this album.
That's how all Christians are. They're like, it's that one guy from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's like, I'm here to do the devil's business.
Like,
that's the second time in a row we made that reference on the pod.
That's true. We got Tex.
We did it last time. Tex is powerful. Austin
Rex.
Butler. Fuck that movie.
The saddest thing about this album, though, is that it replaced Yandhi, which I think potentially could have been.
Listen to that name.
How do you scrap an album with that name, dude?
So like, is he actively against Hinduism then? I
don't know, but this album, it actually like it's basically the third of the slated albums he was gonna put out. So like he was gonna do Good Ass Job, the follow up to the College trilogy with Chance the Rapper. That didn't happen.
Thank God.
He was gonna do Yandhi, and he recorded a lot of Yandhi, but that didn't happen. Yeah, quote from Kanye about when he was making Yandhi. He said, "The alien Ye is like fully back in mode, off of medication."
So he's off the meds and he's possibly foreign?
We missed. Is he extraterrestrial?
He's not extraterrestrial.
Well, it's a very futuristic alien themed, or it was a very futuristic alien themed album. There's literally a song called Alien, but
unidentified flying Kanye and Bound.
It's crazy how they went. Oh yeah, fun fact. Also, in 808, when they were making 808s and Heartbreak, apparently he and Cudi would just have like Close Encounters on like muted in the background for some reason.
We talking about
of the third kind.
Of which kind?
Okay, are there multiple kinds?
I don't know. They probably be finding like the found footage of the fourth.
There was a direct-to-video sequel of the fourth kind.
Was there actually?
There probably was.
Was there a second kind? What's the second kind?
Where's the first kind?
Are we, dude? They going into some Evangelion shit with this. Which angel? The fourth angel. What does that correlate to? Probably like Shamshell.
But the funny thing about Jesus is King is it's like the heel face turn Kanye did to becoming a Christian is crazy. In 2018, he was on a song with Lil Pump, perhaps his most sexually explicit song.
Yeah.
He was collaborating with 6ix9ine. And, fun fact, he directed the 2018 Pornhub Awards.
That's base as fuck, actually.
But then the next year, this motherfucker's putting out Jesus is King and doesn't believe in premarital sex.
Did he ever say anything about specifically premarital sex?
I think I read that, yeah, but
that is the dumbest Christian
ideology. He went from having a straight porn addiction to like, but I don't know, he's bipolar, so. Oh, y'all! Polar Express bar. The homeless guy on top of the train.
Does he say that?
Voiced by Tom Hanks.
And voiced by Tom Hanks?
Everyone was voiced by Tom Hanks in that fucking movie,
That's
dude.
That's true. Dude,
Santa, the homeless guy.
What's that?
The conductor.
What's that Twitter account? Coldest motherfuckers of all time. Everyone from that movie, man, other than the buzzcut kid.
They were literally cold.
They were cold as dude. I've seen that movie like once all the way through. That movie's raw.
That's a banger, dude.
That is
like,
a banger.
The way. No, so the scene I'm referencing is like the main kid goes like on top of the train,
and he meets the homeless guy.
And he meets the homeless guy.
And he like disappear or something.
No, yeah, he's trying to return
the ticket.
The ticket to the girl, and he's like, "I'm looking for a girl," and the homeless guy replies, "Oh, ain't we all?"
Based as fuck. Is the homeless guy real? Because he disappears.
Oh, he's a ghost.
Is he really?
He's testing the main character's, seeing is believing notion. Even though I'm pretty sure my theory on that film is after they served like the hot cocoa that they served the kids, that shit was laced with stuff. And they had like this crazy experience that was actually just a high, and they returned them back home, and who knows what they did with them on the trip.
Jesus is King, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a clip. That's a clip.
Bro, when you were talking about he was testing, I thought you were about to go into some like crazy shit. Like he was testing a new like some new thermal hydrodynamic. He's testing his fucking what's it called? Fucking LTC on the kids.
Maybe that was going on.
That's some Steins Gate for you boys.
Steins Ghetto. So anyways, let's get into Jesus is King. What's your number 3 on here?
My number 3 is On God.
Okay.
I don't remember this, but I remember he says, "That's on God."
That's on God. Yeah.
That's Iraq. That's Iraq. That's Iraq.
That's Iraq. Social commentary.
So Drake
coming through with the socio-political commentary.
Bro, can we talk about the
No, he's got
socioeconomic
he's
state of
got
the world.
he's got the interpersonal commentary, dude. He don't go beyond his interpersonal
Yeah,
relationships.
he ain't met with the intro yet.
He is not your savior.
He is not your save. Dude, how many rap references did we just fucking make in a minute?
Did you see that? That
Did you
was.
see that? That's skillful.
Well, do we need to slow down? Do we need to break some of this down? Or is it we're going a little too
Can you keep
fast?
up with me? Yeah, on God,
Okay.
it's solid.
My number 3 is Selah, which is the raw
Seller?
ass, the raw ass track that unfortunately had a way better rendition on Yandi called Chakras, fucking banger song.
Chakras, and he calls himself a Christian?
He went from Chakras to Jesus is King in a year,
Yes.
dude. Like,
Boy, switch up real quick.
like there's this really hype part in Chakras where it's like, he's building up, he's edging you, and I think Chakras might be the most energy I've heard. Like, we're talking Now Y'all Get the Message. We're talking Facts Charlie Heat version energy near the end. And there's like a big build up, and it's a fucking amazing musical moment, and I wish Yandi would have been put out so I could listen to that shit. But I don't know. I still enjoy the track enough. It just feels incredibly watered down, along with several other tracks on this album that are actually cuts from Yandi.
All right, fair enough. My number 2 is Every Hour. Every hour
That's
goes.
It does, dude.
Oh, we had the same number 1. Well,
it's
the chorus is going hard, or the choir's going hard.
It's a banger opening. Like, let's be real. It's an underrated opening.
Like, genuinely like that kind of music. That kind of music.
The Sunday service choir, like, he went through that arc, and it actually looked like kind of fun. I'm not a church guy. I'm not a Christian, but that shit looked kind of cool.
Damn right, you better not be.
Brad Pitt was at one of them. But
what? Brad Pitt and Kanye, what are they doing together?
No, they're cooking something.
Yes. Hooking up ambition on the kitchen stove. Number 1 is Fault of God.
Just casually. Just kidding.
Yep.
Drop some seeds here and there. Okay.
Is that not? I figured that would be your number 1.
That's not my number 1.
That's Iraq.
I've listened to it too much, I think.
That's fair. I haven't listened to it in a long time.
That was removed. Famous removal.
That was removed. Might be added back on.
Oh.
This is just genuine, I think. Like, this is a solid rap song.
It is.
I don't have a lot to say about it. It's solid.
And if there's any song that sort of like replicates his personality from previous albums, it would definitely be this one.
Yeah, for sure.
My number 1 is On God.
On God.
This shit's fire. Dude, I gotta make a Kotomine edit to one of these songs or some shit, dude. That's
Stop! You keep on fucking edging me with that. You're never gonna do it. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Can we tell the audience about your? Are they ready for that?
They're ready. Get ready for Oh.
What?
Are we gonna tell them about all our excursions?
No.
We're not opening that.
Coming back. Well, mine might be coming back at some point.
Okay.
Once I watch the next big franchise, but
On God is if Pierre Bourne like was there just mixing shit up at every Sunday service, I would be at church. Is all I'll say.
If Fox was there mixing shit up at every Sunday service.
The beat is too raw. It has a grain of that Kanye personality, but it's still like that weird God controls my life shit. So,
Yeah.
That's a lot of this album is like, it's really bad Christian conservative shit, but like, it sounds good, so I don't really care, but...
It sounds good. Fuck abortion.
Fuck. Hey, you don't say nothing about abortion.
He is said in other media.
No, I know, but not on JIK. Not on JJK.
No. JJK?
Crossover?
No. Keep your hands off Jujutsu.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, and we are here.
Album.
The main event.
Do you want me to reveal how long it's taken us?
How long has it taken us?
We've been recording for 2 hours and 34 minutes.
We're so close.
No, I think we beat it.
Do you think we'll comfortably make it?
Yeah.
Come on.
Throw on a black screen for a minute at the end.
Dingle dingle ding.
Donda.
Dangling on the low. Donda on the low.
Dangling on the low. Donda is
Okay,
quite
this is
possibly the most uh what's the word I'm looking for? Publicized. What's it called
yeah.
when like the news ramps it up?
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Releases, I think, of all time.
Yes. The
Not
rollout
of all
was.
time, but for Kanye. Other
Yeah.
than I guess College Dropout, even though no one gives a shit about him.
Yeah.
Um, this album was crazy because at this point I was semi in the rap game. When did this come out? 21 or 20?
2021.
Okay, then I was probably in. So I was aware of what was going on, but I remember when this came out, people were going fucking crazy.
I liked Kanye. I liked Kanye before, but thanks to a certain song, I was locked into the Kanye game. I've been locked in the
Bro, you
Kanye
be sounding
game
like Cootie for a second there.
ever since.
Thanks to a certain song. I
I'd
was locked
enjoyed
into the
I'd enjoyed Kanye for the longest time, but once that one record
dude.
dropped, it was
Okay,
all over.
I had to say,
What?
there's a right answer to this question. Who? What movie does the narration remind you of Cootie's narration?
Fuck, I
You know
know
the
what you're
answer.
talking
You know the
about, but
fucking
I
answer. The
can't
same
tell you.
vibes.
Fuck.
The fucking Sandlot.
The sa-
The Sandlot.
the Sandlot. Yeah, I guess you're right. That
No,
wasn't.
in my opinion.
I wasn't. I was thinking about something else, but you're
You're thinking
right.
of fucking How I Met Your
Wait a
Mother or
minute.
something like that.
Sandlot's goaded.
How I Met Your Mother also has the same kind of narration. I don't, but there's something about him and the Sandlot narrator sound the exact fucking same.
Are they connected?
Are they? Does he know?
It kind of gave me Mr. Morale vibes of the having gone through something. You know, and the monotone. Donda, yeah. So here's the interesting thing. Okay, let's say our rankings. What's your ranking of Donda?
Donda's coming in at number 6 for me.
Okay, that's surprising.
It turned out to be better than I expected it to be. It was okay. Let's just get this out of the way. Cut like half of it.
Yeah.
I was going to listen to the deluxe version. Okay, it wasn't so much so that like it was like I can't handle it anymore. Like I can't listen to this anymore.
Mm.
It was more just like it turned into noise. Like it was
At a certain
background
point.
music.
Yeah.
And like not that I wasn't able to appreciate it because obviously this is my number 6. That's decently high up. It's a halfway point. But I don't know. It just I felt I was like this is a lot of the same kind of stuff. The part twos, like you don't need 2 parts of the same song. Just make it one song, cut the bad part.
You know? If you're talking about what I think you're talking about,
I'm talking about what
you're dead.
No, I'm talking about it.
You're
there will be a
fucking
war
dead.
today.
You're going to guess who's going to jail tonight, Caden? Yes.
Oh no.
Fuck around and guess.
Oh no. You know
God's not gonna post your bail. God's not gonna post your bail, bro. I'm sorry.
I was raised by the crack addicts.
I'm gonna fucking kill you, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot on this album that could have been cut, and you know, naturally, listening to a hour 48-minute long album, it's gonna sound it's gonna blend together. But the funny thing is, so this is my number 9. I think it's
yeah.
I think it didn't hit the high points that it did on prior listens, but it still had good moments. Honestly, I'm gonna say I was underwhelmed by Donda. Okay, even though I think Donda's a better album, I was underwhelmed by Donda, but I was actually surprised by Certified Lover Boy. I kind of liked Certified. That was a big conversation because they both dropped around the same time.
Yeah.
But Certified Lover Boy actually has some solid tracks, and I think people underestimate that album. But certainly on like a versatility and experimental level, I think Kanye came through with Donda, and there's some legendary features on here. So I don't know. Let's get into it.
Interesting. All right. My number 3. Jail. Part 2.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Where's the leave call button? Let's find the. Let's go find that.
There's a block button.
Let's mute /deafen.
It's good. I mean, I
It's
don't.
really not.
It is.
It's
Jail Part 2.
okay.
I'm not a big DaBaby fan. I just got to put that out there. I'm really not a big DaBaby fan.
Oh fuck.
You having a fucking panic attack over there?
I'm dying.
Are you? Guess who's going to
Heart,
jail tonight?
dude, I'm going to the hospital. You're going to jail. Two worlds.
I'm sorry. DaBaby goes so much harder than
This is the worst track.
Gazy.
This is the worst track on the album.
What?
This song is fucking horrible, dude. Like,
You are a fool.
okay, you have to. Okay, you have to.
DaBaby?
You have to admit, the baby.
The baby.
Listen. The baby. When
The
the baby
baby?
comes onto this track. Listen, the baby. The infant. Listen.
Stop fucking saying his name.
The newborn. When the newborn comes in on this track, you have to admit his verse, while good and well executed, does not belong on this track. It doesn't match at all.
But I would argue with that for a lot of things, so it's kind of negates the effect.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of things that I think it's not cohesive, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Jail?
The songs aren't cohesive, but the actual artists and how they sound aren't. The songs are cohesive, the music is. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's not even really true. DaBaby, yeah.
Okay.
It is kind of weird, but I think it's just because it's him and not necessarily how he sounds.
I don't know. I think he's going way too fast for this sort of slow, brooding beat. But like, okay, what do you think of Marilyn Manson? This could redeem you.
What did you just say?
Marilyn Manson?
Why would you be asking me about that?
Do you like him on this track?
He's on this track?
Oh, I guess you didn't notice.
No.
Because he joins in on the chorus, and it sounds like shit. But I guess you didn't notice, so it's
I didn't notice.
Negligible.
I fucking hate Marilyn Manson in general. Cause,
yeah, fuck that guy.
Terrible fucking person, and also he makes shit music. But
Trent Reznor and Atticus Rosso.
Who?
Never mind. Listen.
Atticus? What is this? To Kill a Mockingbird?
Go ahead and read a page from To Kill a Mockingbird for us, Caden.
Oh no.
you know the one.
You knew you were fucked in class when you had to read that page in To Kill a Mockingbird.
Caden, why don't you start us off with this this passage?
There are some people who, when they got to that page and they were called upon, they would start crying, and there were some people where they the biggest fucking grin on their face.
Oh shit!
Dude, there was a guy in my class who got to say that, and you already know he was fucking happy about it.
You think Tex was ready for that?
Oh, of course. Yeah, Tex. No, I think he's Woody.
Oh, Woody Tex?
No, Woody Tex.
Is he Wex?
Wex, that's his name. Wex. No Kim.
Up and coming rapper. Does Yeet finally have competition? I don't know.
Shut the fuck up.
Jail Part 2. Okay, you know
what?
Part 1. To each his own.
Margin. And it's actually better than most songs on here. By my calculations,
your calculations are off, bro.
It's better than 24 songs on this album.
What the fuck is actually wrong with
you? Yeah, it's like the skunk.
Are you off the meds?
Oh, by the way, you didn't say what your Donda ranking is.
9.
All right.
I mean, realistically, I will not listen to this. I will not listen to this album in one sitting. So it's kind of. No, will you again?
Oh no.
Exactly. I'm not doing that shit again. This shit was painful, but there were good points. So that's why it's not necessarily at the bottom.
I wouldn't argue it was painful.
At certain points, I was feeling it, but
suppose so.
My number 3 is Off the Grid.
Your number 3 is Off the Grid?
This is okay, hear me out. This is a DNA situation where I have listened to this song so much that it is engraved in my brain. And that it's like breathing. Like breathing is great and it allows you to live, and it's awesome, but like at this point, it's unconscious. Like you're just doing it. And like anytime I listen to Off the Grid now, I feel nothing because I've listened to it so many times.
Damn.
That I don't know. And and it obviously still was good enough to make the top 3 because
yeah.
I have to admit it's still an amazing song. Like
yeah.
Playboy Carti being the best element. You got 5VO4 in there with the Fireburns.
Someone will die today.
Kanye
Someone will die
is
today.
Also really good on there.
We're both gonna kill each other over Donda takes.
I wish the trap part was a little longer and the drill section was cut it a little bit. But
drill is the greatest genre.
Are you ready for dude? Are we about to do a Central Pop Smoke discography discourse?
No Pop Smoke.
Central C.
Central C, dude.
That dude doesn't have a discography.
No, of course he doesn't. He has singles.
He got singles.
He has a few singles. All I'll say is Central C. Doja by Central C is better than the vast majority of Kanye songs. That's not even a joke. Oh, he left the fucking Discord server. Hey, he's back now.
Are we gonna post this on the internet?
Yes, we are.
Okay. I'm going to make this short myself. I am going to post that. Let's go.
No, I'm not saying.
What are you saying?
I shouldn't say the vast majority. A lot of Kanye songs. I don't know if it would be the majority, but like think about. Okay, he's still gone. He's out, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what I should say to make him. Oh, he's back.
Have you had time to think about what you said?
Sit in the corner.
Bro.
I have an opinion, and I will not say it anymore.
Prescription is all I'm saying.
You know what they say. We out the Lexa, bro.
Get on it.
Get on. I'm sure that's what Kim was saying too.
Hop on.
Hop on the meds.
Hop on the meds real quick.
Yeah, hop on the med arc.
I'm gonna hop on the meds real quick.
All right.
Okay.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Hurricane.
Yeah.
Is that your number 2?
No.
Okay.
But it's good. It's good. Listen. Yeah. Abel W. I'll say Abel Dub.
Common.
And
I ain't talking
rare.
Rapper.
Quite rare.
Common, and I ain't talking John Wick too.
Legendary rarity. I will say Mystic rarity.
Mystic? What, are we going Black Market? Exotic?
Are we going Team Mystic?
Shut the fuck up.
Somebody made a bar about that. I forgot. I think it was Logic, but he would.
Dude, Logic has. Logic's my guilty pleasure at this point.
No, Logic's great. I fuck with Logic.
I hard fuck with Logic, and most people make fun of me for it.
Clip that.
Now that he's divorced,
I hard fuck with Logic.
Hard fuck.
When is his
Logic.
Watch the Throne album with Facts gonna come out?
Yes.
Facts and Logic.
Facts and Logic.
How did he not make a Charlie Heat version remix, dude?
What's your number 2? Oh wait, Hurricane.
No, Hurricane.
Hurricane it's a banger. I mean,
Lil Baby's the best part, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Lil Baby's on Hurricane?
Yeah, he's the second guy.
Wait, hold on, let me think.
I done lost 3 friends.
Oh, I don't know who that is. That's Lil Baby?
It's not The Baby.
Lil Baby is in Kendrick. Lil Baby.
Little Baby.
Little
no,
Baby.
That's Baby Keem.
Oh,
there's too many babies in the game, bro. This is a daycare.
A few too many babies in the game.
Too many infants in the game.
We need a baby. Who would win? Baby Keem, Lil Baby, or Da Baby?
Oh,
well, Da Baby has his own car.
He what?
He has his own car, so he can run him down.
Can Little Baby not drive?
Stop saying Baby little baby.
Baby Keem, I mean, he needs Kendrick at his hip, you know? He can't ride solo, so... he needs big cousin Kendrick.
He needs those family ties.
Little Baby, the baby.
Little Baby.
And where's the baby?
Shut the fuck up. Oh, Jesus. All right.
Anyways.
Hurricanes. I fuck with Lil Baby, if that's what you're asking.
Don't let out. I actually don't like Kanye on this song.
You don't?
I don't. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's eating a little bit too much.
He is.
But I can.
Okay.
Okay, God made it rain. The devil made it hell, or hail, or hell. We don't know.
Double entendre.
Dropped out of school, but I'm the one at Yale. Made the
So he
best
got back into
beats.
school,
Still went off
yeah.
the rail. That's the greatest line.
Wait, what is?
That entire line. The Yale arc. Whoa, college
Yeah.
dropout.
Did you just get that?
Wait.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Wait. Got me. Dropped out of school, but I'm the one at Yale.
Yeah.
There could be some. If you read between the lines, Julius, there could be something there.
Is there something?
No. Let's continue.
My number 2 is Jail, Part 2.
Part two, right?
Open up the jail. That part is so fucking bad. I cannot
What?
believe. Open up the jail. Like, what the fuck? Get
Open
out
it.
of here.
Rally,
The baby? You and your little baby.
The baby?
Little baby is better than the baby. He's just a baby. He's not the.
Shut the fuck up.
He's not. He's a bad fella.
Oh my god, how'd they get Ray
Okay.
Liotta in that?
Oh, rest in peace, by the way.
He died before we recorded the Childish Gambino episode, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. I was belated.
Should be.
And this is gonna come out.
Yeah, this will come out in like December.
This is gonna come out in November.
Will it? Oh my god.
Think about that.
Holy shit.
Or should we just drop this right after? Like, honestly.
Let's lower the margin. Anyways.
Okay, Jail Part 1 is, I think, a very good intro track. I mean, Donda Chan is obviously the better intro.
How many times? He specified how many times.
He's like, stop. That's good.
Right there. Slot one in.
I think it's it's sort of addressing his place in the culture and with his own wife, because they were having marital issues at the time.
Of course.
But I really like the super, I don't know, echoey reverbish fucking thing going on here. You got the drums at the end are nice. I like the guitar throughout. And I think I like Jay-Z's verse. I know people don't like it for some reason, but I think it works for a slower song. I will say, though, I was very scared when Jay-Z said on that song, "This might be the return of the throne." I was like, please, no.
I was a little bit frightened when he dropped that line myself.
I jumped a little bit.
Had me quaking a little bit.
I was falling asleep.
Yes.
I was awakened.
Awaken, my love.
My horrible fright. Okay. I like that song though, and it's better than Part 2, and so is every other song on top of them. Fuck you. Fuck you.
My number 1 song is Off the Grid. Off the Grid is one of the best rap songs that has ever been made, in my opinion.
You have a limited sample.
Not even in my opinion, just in general.
That's true.
Yeah, this song has become a little bit overplayed in my head, but I can still listen to it at any time.
I think I need to take like a year's break from it.
I have an announcement.
Rediscover it. What is your announcement?
I think Kanye's verse is the best one.
That's fair.
Yes.
I think Fivio is given more credit because he goes on for longer, but like, and this money can never neglect. Like when he starts going off on that part, I'm like, oh, okay.
I haven't memorized I Can Rap at all.
Go. Let's go.
No. It's fucking ridiculous.
Every word? Although actually it's clean.
Every word? Yeah.
It's clean.
We're fine. No, but I'm going to slot the N-word in somewhere. On accident.
Oh. End the recording.
End of episode.
Stop the recording when Caden slips up and says the N-word.
Yep. Stop the count. That's my number 1. What's your number 1?
Stop the count. You probably don't remember this one. It's Come to Life. It's considered one of the best songs on this album, and I can see why. It feels.
I think I vaguely remember that.
Like it's
wait, whoa. Hold on. I totally do know what song you're talking about. This was a contender because I remember listening to this and I was like, "What?" It was "Come to Life" and "No Child Left Behind." I was woken up by those.
Yeah, those are some or not bangers, but like they're really good closing tracks.
Absolutely.
And those are the kind of tracks that kind of redeem the album in my mind. And or it's lost in this 28 track album, but there are really good moments in this, and I just think a condensed album ultimately would have been better. But like Come to Life, you got the piano, the synths. Kanye is like more emotional than he's been in a while. He got kind of emotional on one song on Jesus is King, but
yeah,
it's Christian emotional, so
right. Not real emotion.
I love this song. This is a contender for one of my best Kanye songs. It's so good.
Well, my best Kanye song. Oh, you go ahead.
That's what I appreciate about Donda too. Is it has that Jesus is King praise aspect, but it's melded more tastefully with other elements.
It has a better
I feel
image.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I initially had Jesus is King above Donda, because I enjoyed it more and it's a shorter listen. But
of course,
it's undeniable that Donda has just more of what makes Kanye Kanye. So I move it up.
Well, since we were on the note of the most emotional Kanye, I'll be talking about my number one song now, True Love.
Okay. True Love! Voice memo, X song.
You know what I realized is
they dug to find this.
I can
this
100%
chorus,
tell. Well, I think the audio is fine. The reason why it sounds so bad is because the notes, the pitches he sings are 100% not the original pitches he sings. I guarantee you it sounded completely
they
different
altered
originally.
Absolutely.
That's the only reason why it sounds so bad. Like the audio would be fine, but
absolutely. Wait, do you like that song?
I do. Yeah, I like it.
Okay. It's okay for other people to have different opinions.
He goes hard. Daddy's not gone. Tell
Runaway Ah beat.
Runaway Ah beat. It's the same beat. It's literally the same. We looked at it. It's the exact same beat.
We examined it.
Yes, we did already. It's the exact same beat.
In the stew.
Well, you want to talk about top 3 overall? Do you have that?
Let's talk about Donda 2.
Go fuck yourself. No, absolutely not.
Nah, I don't got it on Google Drive anymore, so I can't
Thank
listen
God.
to it.
Revoked.
It should be revoked from STEM players, but
it will be eventually, according to him. I looked at the Wikipedia page, and he said it will be released.
Just wait till Donda 3, though. He was teasing that a little bit.
Soon.
That's so hilarious that, like, this is this sweet album dedicated by naming it after his mother, and Donda 2.
Donda 2, or Sex 2,
yeah,
baby.
But what if we did 2?
Name creative. You couldn't name. What's his dad's name? Ray.
Electric Boogaloo. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Could name it Ray.
That was interesting. I mean, his relationship with his mom is so like well known, but like his
dad. They don't show his dad until the very end, and I'm like, what's
the third episode? Yeah. And I think he walked out on her.
Yeah.
I think I remember that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Top 3 overall. So I didn't do this.
Okay.
But I will choose.
Okay.
In no particular. Yeah, go ahead.
I have an order for mine.
Just do all 3, and I'll do mine.
My number 3 is Last Call.
Okay.
Crazy.
Fair.
Number 2 is Off the Grid.
2 radically different songs.
Yes. And number 1 is Father Stretch My Hands.
Okay. Oh, I was not expecting that, honestly.
I know. I had to switch. I flipped Off the Grid and Father Stretch My Hands at the last second.
Wow. All of the Lights. Probably number 1.
Wow.
Street Lights is either 2 or 3.
And
then I'd say Last Call.
Damn.
We're based for that. We're based for the Last Call take.
We are, dude. Last Call is genuinely. It's like you're really there. He makes it so that you're really there.
These motherfuckers will rep Through the Wire and nothing else.
I don't even remember Through the Wire. I gotta be real honest.
You don't remember him showing Pharrell Through the Wire?
No, I remember that, and he like walks out, and it's like a.
He said Through the Wire.
Through the Wire?
He said that?
He said that? My favorite part is they subtitle him asking or saying through the wire when it's very clear he didn't say anything. He like made gestures to imply it. And he was just
Filling in the blanks.
he was completely bewildered.
He said that.
He said that? Are we talking through the wire?
Oh, so okay. You definitely have Kendrick over Kanye though, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. I was thinking about this because I knew you were going to ask me about this.
Yeah.
So, if we're talking actual quality of music, I would have to rank it bottom to top X, Gambino, Kanye. Gambino and Kanye are kind of in contention, and then Kendrick.
That's crazy.
But if we're talking about actual enjoyment, Gambino is definitely over Kanye. Just enjoyment of the listen itself.
3:15:20.
I'd rather listen to 3:15:20 than a lot of Kanye's albums.
All right, I'm leaving again.
All right.
No,
not a lot, but some.
Okay. I will say this. Kanye does not have. I know you're not a particular fan of this album, but he doesn't have a To Pimp a Butterfly. None of his albums reach that level for me. But he has a more consistently good. Well, actually, it's not really fair because Kendrick doesn't have as many albums to compare with. But I don't know. I think they win in different categories, honestly, and it's kind of hard for me to rank them as artists overall. Just no Drake's at the bottom.
I think Kanye, if I had to compare him to Kendrick in terms of albums, Kanye's best album, which would have been College Dropout, is probably around the same level as I'm looking through here. Probably Damn.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Okay.
And then
that's fair.
What? Mr. Morale, Black Panther, and Overly Dedicated would be better. That's my opinion.
Overly Dedicated clears Kanye's discography.
Easily. Not even a fucking question.
Okay.
That might still be a question. I might have to go back and listen. But and in terms of what I remember, actually, I might be on Overly Dedicated level.
Where are we going?
I don't know. But that
was Kanye.
That was Kanye.
Was that the longest discourse?
Let me tell you something that's gonna make you real fucking happy.
What?
I don't think there's gonna be a lot of editing done in this episode. We are over 3 hours.
Let's fucking go. This is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 3-hour podcast.
This is ridiculous. I can't believe we fucking talked.
Okay, but we're on goofy time a lot too.
We are.
A lot more now. We're giggly. We're way gigglier than we used to be, bro.
Is that what we is?
We're funnier now, honestly.
We are. That's true. We used to be mid. I tried watching our first few episodes.
Oh boy,
that was a struggle.
It's rough.
Yeah,
slightly awkward.
We're on the come up apparently because the Kendrick episode.
Is
randomly.
We have yet to see the Gambino episode's performance.
That's what I'm worried about. What if Gambino don't live up?
Maybe Kanye's supremacy will be the biggest one. Let's see.
I had the craziest thought. What if Kanye, because Kanye is absolutely the kind of guy to do this, listens to our podcast because of the Kanye episode. He looks up his own name, and we're in there.
He does lurk in the most random places on Instagram. Yes. Can you imagine he posts like a fucking comment?
That's what I'm saying. A comment on what account?
His alt.
On one of our accounts.
He says, "Fuck you, Caden."
Yeah, that's what he said. Fuck you, Caden. Yeezus is my greatest album.
I need to hear him rank his own albums. Has he done that?
I'm sure he thinks that he's God and they're all perfect. So
he did say his favorite song of his. This was a long time ago, like 2013, I want to say, but it was a song off Graduation. I can't remember what it was though.
It don't matter. All I'll say is, Kanye, if you're listening to this episode, we'd love to have you on. I was on your side the entire documentary.
He was on a recent interview, and he said he doesn't read books.
I saw that. He's never read a book.
He says they're like Brussels sprouts to him. Which, you know, when you replace books with the grind, honestly,
that's fair, dude.
Books are supplementary to the grind.
When you're as rich as he is, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
All he's reading are bars.
That's true.
This has been Kanye.
Don't say it.
Jeen-yuhs. I think it's very clear that I think people. So apparently, people didn't really like the third episode.
I can see that.
It's very different from the other episodes, but I think it illustrates that sort of like separation that I've been saying he has between his older life, where like, you know, in episodes 1 and 2 he seems so interpersonal and like, you know, just that guy, but like, I mean, the thing is, there's just a different vibe with him in the studio when Cootie's recording him. Yeah,
Cootie's the main character of this.
He is, yeah, in reality. That's what I think people forget.
That's not what I expected, but I liked it.
People were like, "Yo, get Cootie's kid the fuck out of here, bro. Nobody cares." But I'm like, I mean, this is partly his story too, and like, I know Kanye tried to play it off in that one clip, but it was kind of uncomfortable after Kanye put out Graduation and he's at the party and he's clearly drunk, and he calls Cootie the other guy's name Chike.
Yeah.
And he plays it off afterwards and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just acting like I don't know this guy," but like, I mean, at that point, I don't know if he necessarily looked back, which, you know, it's kind of sad, but
yeah, it is what it is.
Well,
this has been the Misfortune Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. On that terrible disappointment.
Fuck you guys for listening.
Fuck you guys for listening. It's the longest episode ever. I can't believe I have to sit and talk to this motherfucker for 3 hours for you, dipshits. All of you. Maybe we'll have blown up by the time this episode comes out.
Dude, honestly, get ready.
The Gambino episode just dropped.
You think the Jiaosei supremacy will put us in another level?
I don't know. You think X is going to discover us? X going to be listening to our podcast?
From beyond the grave?
Yes, dude.
Dude, imagine Gekyum grows up on our podcast.
On the podcast, we document it. We can be the next Cootie.
We watched over Gekyum from an early age.
Yes. Dude, the way he talks his cadence, there's something about it.
I know. But then in like certain clips he like talks completely different and like with way more energy, so it's weird.
Yep.
But, you know,
it's been the Misfortune Podcast.
It's been
Thank fucking God I get to wrap it
up. We're not going off this time. We're not.
Yeah. I typically would, but I'm gonna be honest. This seems like an appropriate place to end.
This is a good place.
We'll be talking about Cyberpunk Edge Runners on the next episode.
Yeah, we'll be talking about quite a few things.
Anime will have dropped by next episode.
Yeah, next episode will be an anime episode, and we will be, if we don't drop soon enough, we'll be months behind the season's current anime.
Yeah. But we might speed it up and take a break or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But
there will be a bonus. Well, actually, by the time this comes out, the bonus channel drop will be up.
Boners.
Well, will be well past up.
It'll be boners.
Thank you guys for listening.
But at this point, we got the bonus episodes like built into the.
That's true. We'll have one bonus episode ever. And then the bonus channel will be used for nothing ever again.
Oh,
like it is now.
This has been the Misfortune Podcast.
Thank you guys for listening.
It's customary we say it 5 times.
Yes.
But
How many times do we have left?
Nah, but for real though.
We have 2. This has been the Misfortune Podcast.
This has been the Misfortune Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Misfortune Podcast.
And this is it.
Thank you guys for listening.
Good night.
Good night. Fuck you.
I'm not sure.
Valkyrie!